Please don't spoil the movie
by adding your own soundtrack. And let's go. We're live. I'm actually really hot right now. Hi, I'm the Joker.
Hi, I am.
While she thinks of the name, I'm going to tell you guys a fun story. The reason why we started doing the names is because they was like, why do we need to say our names all the time? They know who we are. And then she goes, "It's." She literally just says before we start, how are these people ever supposed to know who we are if we never say our real names? I was like, oh my God. This is what I have to deal with, people.
I don't remember any of these.
Oh, I remember.
Neither.
That's why I'm always coming up with solutions.
I feel like you're projecting.
Oh, not projecting.
And it's really making me uncomfortable, and it's making the viewers uncomfortable as well. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna apologize on behalf of her for her, her behavior this evening. I don't know what side of the bed she woke up on this morning, but it wasn't the sunshine side.
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
My name is. I really thought I'd have something by the time I finished the first half of that sentence. My name is... Jesus. Why is this so hard? I hate when you do that. She does this thing.
I say,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Where she goes, And I literally cannot stand it. If you do it again, my name's RuPaul. If you do it again,
what are you going to do?
We're not recording tonight.
Okay.
Then what?
Dude, you are never going to see me up in here ever again because I didn't drive all the way from Baton Rouge for nothing.
Anywho.
Well, how are you?
What's today? Monday?
Yeah,
I'm fine. Do you have any new developments in your life?
Yeah. Since weekend I went to Dallas. I had a great time. I'm very, very tired.
What did you do in Dallas? Who was in Dallas?
My friend Jade lives out there with her
What's her name?
Jade.
Oh, that's so crazy.
No relation to my sister Jade.
Oh my God.
I had a good time. My friend Malika went too. We flew together and flew back together, which was nice.
That's nice.
It's always good to have a travel buddy.
Who did y'all fly with?
Southwest, you already know.
I've been flying with Southwest a lot for work, and I must say I do not like the no assigned seat policy.
Oh, wow.
It stresses me out every single time.
Oh, I love it.
Every single time I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get an aisle seat, I will pass out.
It's only worrisome if you don't check in on time. Are you checking in on time?
I mean, yeah, but what if I don't? What if one time I forget? And then what if sometimes people be lying and they be like, oh yeah, I'm A12. Would they really be like C13?
They're not supposed to let them through. I've seen them. They were like,
They've done that to me as well.
So not you're complaining about yourself.
They've done that to me before. I'm like, oh, y'all have now embarrassed me. But I've learned my lesson. I don't do it anymore. Yeah. But I still don't like the fact that there's no assigned seating, because even if you're like A40 or A60, they still let 100 different groups board before you. Our Southwest member gold memberships can go first. People with military service can go next. Families traveling with children under 40 can go next. It's just like, how many groups of human beings do we get to let through before it's my turn?
But I think as long as you're B30, you'll be fine. Anything after that, you'll probably still be anything in B, you'll probably be fine. But once you get to C, you got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's over for you.
But what did y'all do in Dallas? It's stressful. I don't like it.
But don't do it. Switch your lines.
I don't get to pick where I fly through for work.
Oh,
they just cheapest flight. I'm on it.
Fun. We went out, partied, hardied. Drank, smoked. What's it? Drank, smoked, party, smoke. I forgot how the song goes.
Sounds like a blast. Yeah. Smoke, drank.
Party, I forgot how it goes. It was a good time. Honestly, the only thing that's keeping me going right now is the Vanderpump Rules drama.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so tired.
What is...
I'm so tired. I didn't sleep last night. I didn't sleep the day before. But that's the only thing keeping me going.
What time you got here? To New Orleans. Did you fly through New Orleans?
Mm-hmm. Got here like 9, and I drove back to Baton Rouge.
But you didn't have to drive to work. You just worked.
No, I just went home. But I just couldn't sleep. I was just so wide awake. I just could not sleep. I stayed up to like 2 a.m.
Should have took a what them things called?
Melatonin. I don't have any at the apartment. I'm gonna take one right before I go to sleep today too.
Okay, back to the Vanderpump Rules drama. I'm tired of hearing about your insomnia. Isn't this crazy?
It's the hottest tea that Bravo has brought to the table in months.
This is insanity. Oh my goodness. For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who aren't familiar with Bravo Television and Vanderpump Rules, this show has been on for maybe almost 10 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 10 years. And it's about these semi-young, well, they're kind of getting up there in age now, but they started off in their like late, early, mid-20s. It's about all these kids who work at these restaurants together. They're all friends and they all hook up with each other. But the two stable couple, well, the one stable couple has been rock solid since like season 3, has just come out with a cheating scandal, and it is insane. Tom Sandoval has cheated on Ariana. What's Ariana's last name?
I don't know.
Not important. But the fact that he cheated on her and the fact that it was with Raquel, I really thought it was like gonna come out and be like, oh no, it's a rumor, or like he was like, that's not true. Like I was waiting for like the denial of it all. But like he didn't.
But literally once
this is true.
Once is it Tom? What's the new Shorts and Sandy's the new bar? Like once they came out was like, please stop leaving us negative reviews. I was like, oh my god, this is officially real.
Did you see Tom Sandoval's statement? Like the one. Well, not even a statement. What he posted on Instagram?
No. His it was like a paragraph?
Yeah.
No, I just saw what he posted for the restaurant. He was like...
Basically, I feel like they copy and pasted.
Yeah. I was like, leave me alone.
Let's say that. But then, his was horrible. I'm going to read it. This is the part that really got me.
Yeah, just give me the hot deets. The whole thing?
Yeah, it's not that long. This is the part that really got me. Hey.
Poetic.
Like, why is he telling us, hey?
Hey guys, you may know me.
Hey, comma. I fully understand and deserve, and then he spelled you are. Boy, just spell out the word. Anyway, hey, I fully understand and deserve your anger and disappointment towards me, but please leave Schwartz, my family, and friends out of this situation. Schwartz specifically only found out about this very recently and most definitely did not condone my actions. This was a very personal thing. Also, Schwartz and Sandy's might have my name on it, but also there are 3 other partners and 20 employees who especially rely on the restaurant for income, for them and their families. Just like Tom, I'm a small part of a much bigger thing. Please direct your anger towards me and not them. They did nothing wrong. I'm so sorry that my partners, Greg, Brett, and Schwartz, and our employees have to suffer for my actions. I will be taking a step back and taking a hiatus out of respect for my employees and partners. I need some time to address everything else. Sorry for everything. Are you not gonna mention the apology that you deserve to your girlfriend for 10 years for cheating on her? Or are you just only concerned about your restaurant failing so you can have money in your pocket?
I feel like he's jealous that she started what is it, like a sandwich shop. I feel like he's jealous that she's successful because she's got that. Is
the sandwich shop successful or something?
I think it'd be fine. Like his restaurant, I think it was. It took like 2 years. I don't even know. Is it even open? I don't know. I feel like it was taking forever to get going.
I don't think he's jealous. I think he's probably like annoyed. He's probably like, why can't you have your own thing? Why are you copying off?
Well, she has that. I remember when she came out with the mixology book, and he was very upset that he wasn't part of that.
I mean, but
it was her idea.
I'm not defending him. But... before that they were like, on the level of money that they kind of have now and they were coming out with the cocktail book, he was like the mixologist of the group. Like he was the one who could really just pull anything out of thin air.
But he didn't come up with the idea. It was her idea.
Yeah, but I can also see why he would be annoyed because she kind of does copy him. Now that you're bringing up the mixology book to me, she kind of is a copycat. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean that he should be cheating on her. Did we say who was with?
Raquel. I don't
know. Raquel is not cute to me. She looks like a Muppet.
I used to think she was cuter, but I don't really like her with her haircut.
I don't like her nose.
I wonder why they're obsessed with her.
Because I thought, and she's so dumb. Because she's dumb.
Now everyone's saying maybe she's not dumb. Now everyone's saying maybe she's just a mean girl, and everyone thought she was dumb. But I do think she is dumb. But I think she's not as innocent and Bambi-eyed as Lala.
What I think it is, I think she's her being the other woman. I think she's going through a breakup. She just lost her fiance. She doesn't know where her life is headed. She doesn't have any direction. James paid for her entire life. And I just think she's like confused.
No, I think she's a bad person.
I think she's really just going through like this is like her rock bottom era. Like I just don't. She's got to dig her way out of this one. But I think she's just like in a bad spot. This is like a bad place in her life. So this is why she's doing these.
This is gonna be. I'm curious to see how Vanderpump Rules continues with this news because there's no way that who's Raquel gonna hang out with? No one.
Sheena gonna stay her friend.
Sheena's already disowned her. She unfollowed Tom and Raquel.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, she's
trying to keep her hands clean.
No, well, they've all like posted like Team Ariana, that they all did that. So like they're all like saying Katie, Sheena, and
Lala.
I don't know if Lala did it, but Katie, Sheena, and what's the other one that got kicked off that you love and you're like, why does everyone hate her? Kristen. But they're basically like team. Also,
Kristen only did that because she hates Raquel.
Right, but also it's allegedly that Sheena fought Raquel. There's a rumors going around like after Watch What Happens.
She fought her.
Like after, I think it all came out because Sheena and Raquel were on Watch What Happens Live together, and I think it all came out around the same time. They were out, and allegedly people are saying that Sheena like punched Raquel when she found out the news. Allegedly. Oh. So yeah, Sheena is. I mean, Sheena's. Her and Ariana have always been best friends. That they've had a little tiff every now and then, but I feel like they've always been like ride or die. So I don't think she's gonna sell her soul for Raquel. Hopefully not.
And I've never understood how those two were friends. Like I just never. Ariana has no personality, and
I love Ariana.
Sheena has the personality of like a Teletubby with glitter in it.
I love Sheena. Like I'm just really happy that I always liked Ariana, and I think her my biggest problem with her is the fact that she was dating Tom Sandoval, and like I hated when she stuck up for him because a lot of times I feel like he was wrong and being a douche. But I'm so glad that they're broken up. I hate that this is why, but I'm glad to see them over.
I just can't wait. I cannot wait to watch it unravel. This will be prime time reality television.
God, it's gonna be so good.
Gold. But reality TV gold.
I hope
we have stumbled upon.
I hope it's live, and not like when they do like, here's the last 15 minutes of the crap that happened, and we're gonna talk about the reunion. Like I want it to be live. I want a couple episodes about it.
I feel like they weren't even shooting. And I feel like they've started shooting because of this.
Yeah. I feel like either they were like, they might have just wrapped like a month ago and they're like, let's come back. Or like they're like almost finished.
Yeah.
But I want them to make like bravo. Get it there.
Bravo.
Get to work.
Bravo. This is crazy.
I love. But yeah, that's what's keeping me going. And it's like the best, well, not good news, but like, the most entertaining stuff I've heard in a while.
Entertaining stuff.
I still can't believe it's true.
Ooh. Moving on. Are you binging anything?
Me and Mom right now are watching Truth Be Told.
What is that?
It's like a true crime show. It's starring Octavia Spencer.
Oh my God, you've got it right. Well, yes. I don't know if this is actually starring Octavia Spencer, but that is the name of a famous Black woman.
Yes. And she basically has a podcast, and I guess each season she solves a new crime. Mom started watching it, you know how she is, so she started watching it from season 3, and then she wanted me to watch it with her, and I was trying to watch it from season 1. She's like, no, this doesn't look familiar.
She's like, no, I want to watch it from the middle.
She's like, no, let's watch it together. I didn't watch this. And I was like, okay, well, I assumed you started with season 1, but it's okay because
you can't assume that she starts anything from the beginning.
Because I was literally going to episode 1. She's like, ooh. Season 1 episode, she's like, this doesn't seem right. And I was like, what? What are we doing? So now we're on season 3. But it's just fine because some background I would like to know, but most of it is like new stuff because each season's about a new crime. But Gabrielle Union's in here. And she's acting, honey. She's doing a great job. I'm really enjoying watching her. I didn't know she was doing anything.
Yeah, I didn't know she was either.
Yeah, no idea.
I'm gonna have to watch. That's my idol.
Yeah, she's a pretty. I don't know if she's in the other seasons, but she's in a pretty important role in this season, at least.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it's called Truth Be Told. It's very good. My two favorite things: podcast, true crime, into one.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Me and Mom, while you were gone, we watched the. Have you heard of the? What's that name is? Chris Rock. The Chris Rock.
Yeah. Now what's that? Have you heard of? Oh, no. You were saying, have you heard of Chris Rock?
His live comedies. Yes, but we watched it. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips on Twitter.
Me and Mom watched it. I'll tell you what I think of it. In terms of like a comedy special, after seeing Dave Chappelle's work, there is no man, human being, woman, nobody who has come on stage and has made me laugh to that degree. I didn't think it was that funny. I don't think, after seeing David Chappelle, I was like, none of you people are funny. Chris Rock, I was like, this is kind of mediocre. I chuckled every here and there. Huh?
Was he just talking about the slap the whole time?
No, he talked about that towards the end. He was talking about like different things. Okay. And what are your thoughts on like the whole Oscar slap? Now, what I'm going to say is, my thoughts were, I feel like the people who have the same thought process as me are being forced to hide under a rock and not voice their real opinions because everybody's team Will Smith for whatever reason. But I thought that was insane.
I thought it was insane.
That he got his 6 foot, 230 pound behind up on that stage and slapped that man behind a G.I. Jane joke behind his wife. I thought that was insanity. I was like, are you serious right now? So I was always team Chris Rock. I mean, I like both of them. I think they're both.
Yeah.
And I also dislike both of them for many reasons, but whatever. But I always thought Chris Rock was not even in the right because he didn't do anything, but he was the victim here. And everyone was like, oh my God, Will Smith, they're taking this away from him. And he was just defending his wife. I was like, y'all cannot be serious right now. Like, are y'all for real? Be for real.
Well, I didn't like how people were like, this is the worst thing that happened since 9/11. They were like making it to be like, I was like, okay, he slapped them. They're both rich. I was team Will Smith, but I didn't think it was like the biggest tragedy.
I mean, I appreciated the drama.
I love the drama, yes.
But I mean, for people to really were coming for Chris Rock, I was like, are y'all serious? He's doing what he does. Like, he's doing what comedians do. He's standing up there, he's making a joke, and just because one person didn't like the joke, he gets slapped in the face. Like, no. And I could understand if this was a joke about racism, sexuality, like a hot button topic. He talks about his wife being bald. It's not that deep. Alopecia or no alopecia, you've known you had it for 20 years. You should I just don't understand. And he laughed. When he first made the joke, he laughed. You see Jada's face, she gets all stank, and then that's when he wants to flip the script and stand up and punch him. Like, are you serious? Like, be for real. Be for real. So I was Chris Rock.
Yeah, I was.
There was a reason for me saying all this. Oh, but then watching the Chris Rock special, it didn't make me change my opinion. I still think Will Smith was in the wrong, but I don't think I like Chris Rock. He's given coon. He's given coon. A lot of his rhetoric during his stand up was kind of like, why are black people mad when white people do this? Because we as black people do it all the time. I feel like that was his kind of you're losing me here. So can't say I'm really a Chris Rock fan, and I didn't think it was that funny. And then at the end, he brought up, of course, the Will and Jada thing. But all in all, I was like, this was mediocre at best.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah. I probably won't be watching.
You don't need to.
But I was always team Will. I was like, just let it ride, Will. You'll be back.
Let me tell you why I wasn't. Jada Pinkett Smith has left a sour taste in my mouth.
I don't mind her.
Many moons ago, and Chris Rock actually brought this up in his stand-up, because he was saying how years ago, remember when that movie Concussion came out? Mm-hmm. That Will Smith was in? And he wasn't nominated for an Oscar. So Jada Pinkett Smith behind was telling every black person up in Hollywood to boycott the Oscars because her husband wasn't nominated for an Oscar. Ma'am, not once. And I mean not once. Maybe since your little Red Table Talk has come out, but not once have I ever seen you advocate for police brutality, for Black Lives Matter. I have never seen you or your husband say anything about the injustices that black people face on a daily basis. But the moment your husband is nominated for an Oscar, where him being a light-skinned man is playing a dark-skinned man in reality, you're mad because he wasn't nominated for an Oscar, and you want everybody to boycott it because this now affects you this one time? Girl, sit down. So ever since then, I've never really cared for her.
No, that?
Yes, that made me mad. How? But that's just like you're only, now you want to play the race card when it affects you. But baby, it's been affecting everybody for 350 years plus, and you ain't said nothing.
You're more passionate about it than I am. Like, I don't. Yes.
You're like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Sure. You're like, I don't.
Like, usually people hate Jada. I was like, oh, that was it? I thought you were about to say one of the other things that, one of the many other things.
No, ever since then, I just, she hasn't done it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that people stop talking about, I feel like this should be the last time we talk about the slap for a while until the next Oscars and someone makes a joke about it. Right. Because someone will make a cute little joke about it, but
they definitely will.
But you know what? At the end of the day, they're rich or poor.
Mm-hmm. One more thing, and then I'm done. We're moving on from the Will and Chris Rock thing. I recently had my Saints cheer crew banquet. We all know I'm an NFL cheerleader, if you all forgot.
Oh, that's what we're going to change the title of the podcast to. Jay, the NFL cheerleader.
Look, this is now my identifier because this is the only identity that people choose to have for me. So I'm only doing what the population has forced upon me, okay?
You tell yourself that. Just kidding.
No, this is true. But anywho, so we had our banquet, okay? Right. And so everyone gets like an award. Think of it, I don't want to call it like a participation award because it's not really that, but like everyone gets an award like catered to like them and how they did and their personality, their style, right? Like my award that I received was Miss Saints Cheer Crew because I'm Miss New Orleans, USA.
Oh, cute.
So it was like, she is beauty, she is grace, she is Miss Saints Cheer Crew.
That's nice. I like that.
So, and it all comes with like a little description about yourself and yada yada yada, right? But everybody gets one of those, and those are given out to the captains, right?
Those are getting out to
the captains.
Then they get a different award, they're saying?
Yeah, the captains get their own award amongst the captains. But the captains do everybody's little, like award.
Oh, they do what the captains do, what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. What about that was so confusing?
Calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for my phone. Because the movie has... So the captains do those awards. But then the coaches, they give out 5 awards, right? To everybody. Actually, this year was 6. So now, from now on, it's going to be 6. But the captains give out their awards, but then the coaches give out 6. So there's like 50 people on the team. Only 6 people are getting these awards, right? So just to put into retrospect. So there's Vet of the Year. So that goes to someone who's on the team who's like, a veteran, and they, showcase phenomenal like team spirit and leadership and all that stuff. And that went to the one and only Courtney Cador. Then they had Rookie of the Year, which is like the same thing, but for a rookie. Yeah. Then they had the Spirit Award. Okay. That went to Lamar, my stunt partner.
That's nice, yes.
Then they had Performance Award that went to another girl on the team, Destiny.
What's Performance Award?
You have like the best performance,
okay.
like on the field and like in routines and stuff. And then what was the other one? They had like a committee leader because now we have committees on the the team. So committee leader, like I guess she was considered to be the best committee leader. So Spirit, Vet of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Comedian, Performance. Okay, right. And then there's the Most Improved Award. And that was given to me because I really was very, 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 I don't want to say, timid the first season, but I was very didn't know what I was walking into. wasn't a trained dancer, didn't have 20 years of like stunting experience. So it was a whole new world for me, right? But your girl went to work. She was in the gym. She was hustling. And my hard work paid off, and it showed, and it was recognized. And I got the award for most improved, and I received it, and I cried. I started crying. I was like, oh my God, thank you. Yeah. But I just wanted to share that with everybody because,
I want you guys to know that.
I really wanted, that was really important for you guys to know.
MVP. Wait, no, that's not what that stands for.
Yeah, we don't have an MVP award, but I got most improved. And then also we did a separate one for just the black members of the team. We had like our own little banquet. And nice. I got the MLK award, like the Martin Luther King award.
Okay. Do you identify with that? You were like, okay.
I can read for you. The MLK award. This special award is annually given. This was the first annual. So we got to keep this award going now.
Okay.
This award is annually given to a person who embodies the values, morals, and leadership qualities of Martin Luther King Jr. This person is inspiring and committed to making sure they promote inclusivity and a more comfortable space for teammates of color. Thank you for your heart, sacrifices, and service.
Oh, because of the hair thing. Right. I mean, that was pretty big. You were championing that, no?
That was not the reason why I got that award.
That's a pretty good one. Is that not part of it? No?
Just moving forward with this group that we've created amongst, the black teammates, there's going to be a leader. Like this year it was Gigi, who's amazing. She's leaving us next year. But like we called her like the MLK of the team. She's leaving.
Oh, so you're going to be a leader next year?
So I'm going to be,
the
quote unquote, the new MLK.
Oh, so you got bestowed that job.
Yeah. Party.
I can't tell if you're happy or you're confused or you
Well, I was just trying to break it down. I'm super happy about it.
Okay.
You're like, yeah.
You're like, great, yay.
Yay.
Work. That's what it's giving.
No, I'm super excited about this, I promise.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Okay. I'm done here now. I'm done talking about myself.
All right. Do you want to tell us about the movie we're doing today?
Okay. Think soccer. Think sexism.
That's a good one.
Think equality of the sexes. Think hot guys with their shirts off. Think divorce. Think identity swap.
Trans trap.
Think posing as somebody you're not. Think what other themes are in this movie? Think love triangles.
Love triangle.
Think love squares.
Think another Shakespeare expired
film.
Think
Shakespeare. That is William. And that leads us to drumroll, please.
Back. Stop trying to steal my job.
Who, me?
Yeah, I did the drum roll.
Oh, sorry.
You can't do your own drum roll.
I don't remember. She's the man.
An American classic. Brought to you by another of my favorite is Nickelodeon stars.
Amanda Bynes. Oh, God. Where would the world be if Amanda Bynes didn't fall off the rocker and become like a crazy person?
I think the best ones do.
I think we would have flying cars by now.
It's like her, Lindsay Lohan. It's just like the best one. The best ones. It's just too much.
Yeah, it's like when you got it, you just got it. Even Raven, she's not really where we want her to be.
But she's she's the safest bet. Because
even then, she's still a little bit of a disappointment.
Really, you think?
She's a little coonish. Let's start there.
I wonder what her passion is. Do they even have passions to be actors? I wonder even what they even wanted to do. Because I feel like child stars is at some point it's just like what your parents wanted you to do.
Right.
Is Raven on a talk show? Am I tripping? Or am I
she was on the talk.
Oh, she was on the talk
10 years ago.
But she got money, so she good.
They all have money. They're all good.
I like Raven.
But anywho, let's dive in here. Summary. Viola Johnson, I never knew that was her middle name, played by Amanda Bynes, is in a real jam.
Oh.
Jam. Complications threaten her scheme to pose as her twin brother, Sebastian, and take his place at a new boarding school. She falls in love with her handsome roommate, Duke, who loves beautiful Olivia, who has fallen in love for Sebastian. As if it was not enough, Viola's twin returns from London ahead of schedule, but has no idea that his sister has already replaced him on campus.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's it.
Oh. Haven't we all been there, guys, huh? Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as mother loving time.
Give me some fun facts.
All right, we're actually gonna okay, I'll do the fun facts first. Okay, the film was released March 17th. The anniversary is actually coming up. I actually need to put that on my phone. That's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
Let me put that on my
phone.
phone.
What date St. Patrick's Day on?
The film was released March 17th, 2006.
2006.
It was directed by Andy Fickham and screenplay by Ian Leslie, Christian Smith, and Karen McCall Lutz, who also has credits that include 10 Things I Hate About You, Legally Blonde, and The House Bunny. So, shout out to Karen. She's put in some work. Over the years.
I forget about The House Bunny. They don't make dumb movies like they used to, man.
They don't.
Can't just get a decently stupid movie.
Yeah. It's all like Marvel. Mm-hmm. That's all we get. You can't have a funny movie.
We're only getting bangers. Like, can I get a a box office hit, like, bomb? What happened to those?
Can I get a low budget?
Yes.
Semi-successful, semi-failure box office film?
Right. Someone's gonna love it, not everyone. Chick flicks.
But somebody will. Right.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
Yeah.
They all just go straight to Netflix.
I know. And they're not that...
Speaking of, because we never say it, you can watch this movie on Paramount Plus, YouTube. We can watch everything on YouTube. But Paramount Plus, if you have Paramount Plus, is where you can watch it. And then Amazon Prime Video as well.
Yes, tune in. Also, rate, subscribe, tell your friends. We're going back to the fun facts. Sorry, let's do this.
So, the film was inspired by William Shakespeare, The Twelfth Night. One of my favorite William Shakespeare play. Love it. Also, if you want a good teenage romantic comedy, you know it's going to be a smash hit if it's based off of William Shakespeare play.
At this point, is there any movie that's not? Right.
Anything based off of William Shakespeare play, golds.
I wonder if he's got any more, because we need them.
We do need more.
Which one hasn't been touched?
All of them. We do need more. Okay, and the only thing that I could really find about like who was up for the role, which I really thought this was gonna have like a lot of people, but it really didn't. So that kind of upset me. But what's that boy name is? Justin McCartney? Mm-hmm. Jesse, not Justin. Jesse McCartney was supposed to, or the producers wanted him to play Sebastian, the twin brother. Okay. Because they thought he looked like Amanda Bynes. I don't see it, but he was busy.
He was busy.
And that's about it. Would you like to guess the budget?
I'm just going to say like $5 million.
$5 million. This is not 1993.
Who's a big hitter? $10 million. They're playing soccer on.
That's a little bit better, but $5 million was just a little bit low for the times.
$13 million.
No.
20
to $25 million. So
I feel like they didn't do that much. I feel like half the film is on a soccer film.
It really didn't need that much, but somehow it did. Box office.
I say 15.
Dang, you really lowballed them.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah, but I guess Amanda Bynes was cool at the time.
Yeah, 25. This was in her hype era. How many?
25.
No.
30? Mm-mm. Oh, the girls were going to the shows? 40 million?
Close.
Oh my god, 50?
57.2 million.
That's actually an extreme. Oh, that's pretty good.
The film was a moderate commercial success.
Yeah, that's actually really surprising.
I was actually upset to find out that it made that low. I feel like this movie should have made $200 million. This is literally
your favorite. Calm down.
This is my favorite.
You know that's impossible for this.
Out of all the movies that we've reviewed so far, out of every teenage movie that has ever existed in life, She's the Man is my literal favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it so much. I love it.
10 out of 10 to recommend.
Oh, it's so good.
I do like a Amanda Bynes classic.
Oh. But anywho, let's dive into the cast. Yes. Amanda Bynes plays Viola Hastings. Why does this say Viola Johnston? I knew that wasn't right.
I thought you were saying her... Okay, I was confused. I thought you were saying Johnson was her middle name. I was like, oh, okay.
Girl, that's what Google search came up with.
Okay.
Viola Hastings, not Johnson. Okay. Amanda Bynes as Viola Hastings, Channing Tatum as Duke Orsino, Laura Ramsey as Olivia Lennox. That is the smart girl who Sebastian falls in love with, right? And then James Schneider as Malcolm Festes. That's the school nerd who's like in love with Olivia. Emily Perkins as Eunice Bates, the nerdy girl, Eunice. Alex Breckenridge as Monique Valentine, who is Sebastian's girlfriend that he ultimately breaks up with. James Kirk as Sebastian Hastings, who is Amanda Bynes / Viola Hastings' twin brother. Robert Hoffman as Justin Drayton, which is Viola's ex-boyfriend who has beef with Duke. Then we have so many people. Vinny Jones as the soccer coach, who even cares what his name is. David Cross as the principal. That's about it. We don't need to know anymore. That's all the important people.
Lovely. Well, all right. Let's dive in.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in. Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
So, this film begins with...
Does today feel like a Friday to you?
No, it feels like a frickin' Monday. It's endless.
I don't know why I feel
I had
like...
a terrible day.
I don't know why I feel like today's the weekend for me. It's literally not. It's a Monday.
Only the beginning. This could be the start. I'm so sorry. Nothing new. When you said that, I had to say that. Okay. So the movie begins with Viola Hastings playing soccer on the beach.
The beach looks disgusting. I hate that color sand that they're playing on.
It's like a beach that no one goes to. But
this movie was filmed in Canada.
Oh.
That's why it's so pretty everywhere.
Why Canada?
I don't know. It's cheaper.
Okay. I don't get why they go all the way to Canada.
I don't get it either. I don't get what it is about Canada. They always are filming a movie in Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, what did it say? Okay. Because it seems like it would be super expensive. But anywho, they're playing soccer on a beach that Jay said is ugly.
Sand is gross.
Yeah, it's gray. It's a bad shooting day, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And basically, she's kicking butt. She's a super duper good soccer player. She's scoring the goals or whatever the kids.
Everyone's cheering her on. They're like, "Woo!
Yes, this is what we're here for." She's playing soccer with all her friends, and then we see her soccer. I call her a soccer boyfriend, Justin. He also plays soccer.
And they're a cute, hot soccer couple together.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And it's like a cute little montage. It reminds me of like the Noxzema, like from Clueless. She's like, we're like in a Noxzema commercial, but they're like in like a secret commercial. Like
they're in a degree commercial.
Yes. Oh yeah, degree. Yeah, yes.
They're in a degree commercial.
Yeah. They're like, put on this after you play soccer. Or whatever. So cut to the next day at soccer practice.
Wait. So then, after they're done playing their little soccer montage, she goes up to her boyfriend. They're like having like kissy goo goo, and he's telling her like, Justin's like, oh my god, you've gotten so much better at soccer, and she's like, yeah, I know. And then he's honest. Then he says, you're honestly better than half the guys on the team. That, huh? And then she's like, probably more than half. And then they go back to being goo goo gaga.
Very important comment, Justin. Even though you're lying. So. Then cut to the next day.
No, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. Later, he lied.
I don't know. We'll talk about that later because I was like, was she even good? Okay. But so cut to the next day at soccer practice. And the girls' soccer team is gearing up to, for their practice.
They're ready to hit the field.
Yes. When one of the girls comes up with the terrible news that their team actually has been cut. Was there a reason why they've been cut?
They didn't have enough people to sign up.
Okay.
Which I think is very peculiar. First of all, these girls are talking, as they're on their way to soccer practice, they're talking about where they're going to college and where they're going to play soccer on the collegiate level. So I would assume if y'all are good enough to go to college and play soccer, y'all would have a soccer team that has enough interest to sustain itself.
I feel like they should still have, y'all can find some people to sit on the bench. Like, I feel like y'all should have enough for like first stringers.
And then also, where's the coach? Why is the coach not telling them, hey, I'm sorry, ladies, but the program has been cut. Why are y'all finding this out? This girl came out with a bulletin board.
That's everyone.
No, a clipboard, and was like, the team got cut. Why are you telling us this?
And why are we
a
just
fellow member of the team? Where was the warning? Where was the, hey guys, if we don't get enough girls to sign up, we might have to cut the program? Where was all of that? We didn't get that.
How much notice did I get? Because I feel like we can figure this out. Like,
we can recruit
girls. Exactly. Can you just come sit on the bench? Oh, please.
Right. We don't even have to be good. We just need members on the team. Yeah. But no, whatever.
No, like
the team gets cut. Okay.
Nice try.
The soccer team gets cut.
So Viola and her friends are instantly like, or Viola's leading this charge. She's like, let's just join the boys' team, which is a crazy idea. You can't just do that.
Yeah. So they go up to the head coach of the male soccer team while they're at practice, and he's like, "Hey, ladies, I heard the news. I'm really sorry." He's like, "If there's anything I could do, let me know." And she's like, "You know what? We would like to join the men's soccer team." And he's like, "Okay, but anything but that." And then she's like, "Come on, coach." And he's like,
"You're all excellent players, but girls aren't as fast as boys.
What?
Or strong, or as athletic." Hey, this is not me talking. It's a scientific fact. Girls can't beat boys. It's as simple as that.
Sir,
and
that is just... You're a high school teacher. You cannot
literally
say that.
Are you 12? Are you a Stone Age?
Yeah. I'm like, what?
What is his problem? Justin, Viola's boyfriend, comes up. And he's like, "Hey, coach, what's going on?" And then he informs him of the conversation that they're having. And Viola asks Justin, she's like, "Justin, well, what do you think?" And he's like, "Well, I think coach just said it all." And then she's like, "What? Yeah. Yesterday, you literally told me that I was more talented than half the guys on your team." And then, what does he say, Jordan?
I don't recall. That sounds like a fib. It wasn't me.
He said, "I never said that.
If you catch me on the camera."
And she's like, "Why are you lying?" And he's like, "I'm not lying." He said, and then he goes, "Viola, enough. End of conversation."
Not dismissing me.
And then she says, "Okay, I got something even better for you. End of relationship. Period, poo."
That's a great comeback. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I couldn't believe. He said, "I never said that." Oh, girl, that would have made me so hot. Like, I would have been inflamed.
Sir, you did.
I never said that. Ooh.
It was literally yesterday.
It was literally less than 24 hours.
And then you're calling me out in front of everybody. You could just be like...
and then the meatheads in the back are like, "Yeah, bro, put her in her place." Oh.
Who are these douchebags? Half of them go on to date rape. So,
they're going on to bigger and better things. Hashtag date rape.
Yes. So next scene, Viola's walking home. She's sad. She's listening to music. She has like her hoodie on, and in her background, and she has earphones in the background, we see what we find out to be Sebastian's current girlfriend chasing after him. Sebastian is Viola's twin brother. Yes. So basically, Sebastian's girlfriend is mistaking Viola for her brother. And she's like, "Oh, y'all look so much alike from the back. A wink, a wink."
I would be very offended if someone said I looked like my brother from the back.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm like, are you telling me I'm built like a man?
Right, ma'am, you know.
And then she's basically like, "Have you seen your brother?" And she's like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, well, when you do see him, tell him that he needs to call me." And these two have a very, like, petty exchange. And you can tell that they're really not a fan of each other. Because Viola is very much like a tomboy. Mm-hmm. And then Monique is very much the polar opposite. Very, like, glitz and glam pretty girl.
Yeah, she's also, like, a terrible person.
That, too.
So once inside the home, Viola runs into her mother, who surprises her with these ball gowns. Because basically her mom wants to be part of a debutante. Can I say debutante ball? Or it's just like debutante.
No, it's literally a debutante.
Okay, debutante. Something Viola does not want to do. She's not into it. And she's like, I don't know. I don't want to worry about this right now, Mom. They cut the soccer team. Her mom is very happy to hear this. But she's also very upset to hear that she broke up with Justin, who her mom makes it seem like she kind of wants to date. She makes like a weird comment. She's like, "Oh,
he's so chiseled."
It seems like she's kind of into him. But gross mom. So upstairs, Viola runs into her brother's room, and they're like chit-chatting. And while they're talking, she sees that he's slowly packing his bags and his guitar, and he's throwing his bags out the window. And she's like, "You know, you can just use the front door, right?" He's like, "I can't. I'm going to London." What? How old is he? Can you just go to London like that?
I think they're junior, so he's like 17. I guess so. You know, you can do anything once you're 18 in Europe, so I guess. I mean, he's almost of legal age out there. So yeah, he packing his bags. And he's like, "Yeah, my band got a gig out there at this music festival, and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks." And she's like, well, this is crazy because, like, literally, what are you going to do about school? How are you going to tell mom? How are you going to tell dad? And he's basically like, well, mom thinks I'm staying at dad's. Dad thinks I'm staying at mom's. And that is the beauty of divorce. And then she's like, okay, but, like, you're starting a new school in 2 weeks. What are you going to do? And he's like, I was hoping that you would help me out with that, Vi. Please call up Illyria, which is the school that he will be attending, the boarding school. And he's like, create some kind of illness that sounds like it has 2 weeks. In this day and age, the excuse would have been COVID.
Right.
But he's like, tell him to have like mad cow or something. Just like really give him to
smallpox. I don't know.
Yeah, give it the measles. What is it? The black lung, something. Polio.
Right.
Something good.
Something people have.
Yeah, and then just let him know that I won't be there. And she kind of reluctantly agrees, and he goes out the window, and I guess he head to the airport for London.
That is so crazy. Also,
that is crazy.
What music festival lasts 2 weeks? I'm like, dude, just.
Oh, that is also true.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you need to be there for 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But I guess once you're in London, you might as well stay, turn up.
But they have to be a pretty good band to get a gig at a music festival in London. Like, you've got to be,
I guess,
pretty decent.
In my head, it's either they're good or they're just taking anything. I don't know. Who's paying for it? Who's paying for the travel?
Oh yeah, that's out of pocket.
If
baby.
it's getting paid for, they're good. If it's not, then they're just a band.
So as he's leaving out, Viola gets this idea, this incredible yet sinister yet smart idea. I was trying to do like
the Grinch.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, great.
I got it. No,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
I got it.
So she gets the idea. Like she's like, you know what? F it. I'm not gonna call Sebastian's school and tell him that he's sick with mad cow disease for 2 weeks. I am instead going to pose myself as a male and be him for 2 weeks. Try out for the soccer team at Illyria. So I can beat Cornwall, which is the school that she goes to. So I can beat Cornwall and prove to the men on the soccer team that women can do anything that men can do.
Now, who covered for her at school?
Exactly.
Maybe she called in sick. I don't know.
So, in the 12th night, Cornwall is the name of like the town, the area, the place, the city, I don't know, that Sebastian and Viola hail from.
Oh.
So in this movie, that's the high school that they go to. Well, Sebastian don't go to it no more because he got kicked out. That's why he's got to go to Illyria. But
what's their why do they switch identities in the play?
I don't know why she does it. I don't remember. I think it has she does it. She's like on the run or something, or like something. It says something to do with her like safety. Mm-hmm. She's like in hiding. I really don't remember.
Yeah. It's giving
that book that you read, Bloody Jack. Is that what you're about to say?
Kind of. But then she didn't have a twin, so, but.
Anywho, so she concocts this plan. Next scene, we see her go to her friend Paul. I never understood why they were friends with this like random hairdresser.
He also seems grown.
Yeah, I was like, is he in college? Is he 30? Is he their age?
I feel like he's maybe 21, but I mean, 21 to a 17-year-old is pretty old.
It's pretty old. That's so, like,
how'd y'all meet him? Like
in a maturity, that's like a significant. Yeah, I never got that. Like, I was like, is he their age? Is he friends with? Like, I didn't get it.
How'd y'all find him?
But this gay hairstylist that they're all friends with, her and her two other co-teammates on the soccer team, go to Paul. They pitch him the idea, like, hey, we want to get Viola to dress up as this twin of hers, pose as a guy, make the team at Illyria so that she can prove to the guys at Cornwall that she is capable of doing all this. And he's like, no thanks, I'm not interested.
Pass.
And they're like, come on, Paul. His name is Paul. They're like, come on, Paul. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then what do we have here? We have a movie montage.
Gosh, yes, I love it. A transformation.
What's the formula? What is required for a fantastic teenage movie? This movie only has one of like the 4 requirements for the formula. Montage? Just the montage. This movie has like 4 montages.
They do have a lot of soccer montages.
A lot of soccer montages. But it doesn't. To say this movie is my favorite, it doesn't have any of the ingredients needed to be a primetime teen coming of age movie. A prom.
Yeah, they don't have that.
A house party.
No.
A montage.
Yes.
And is it a makeover? No, it's not a makeover. I'm making that up. But it's definitely a prom, a house party, and a montage.
Should we say like some type of trap? Is that a thing we said? I don't know. Some kind of scheme.
Some kind of scheme, maybe. Yeah. A scheme of sorts.
We're going to change it every time.
Yeah. Every time the formula changes, people. Yeah. But yes, so Paul reluctantly agrees to take on the task of transforming her into her twin brother. Mm-hmm. We see a montage. She's trying on different wigs. She's trying on different sideburns. She's at the mall imitating the mannerisms of men and males and teenage boys. And then ultimately we get the final result of her with this, I don't know, 2012 Justin Bieber wig.
Yes, it is like that,
and sideburns, and she looks not
she
like
really kind of looks like Sebastian, kind of.
She looks like a pubescent boy.
Yeah,
I can say. But so does her twin brother. Kind of looks like a pubescent boy. So
this stupid
right on the money.
So Viola is packed, ready to go out to Illyria. She heads downstairs to leave the house. But her mom is like, hey, where do you think you're going? Viola's like, I'm going to stay with Dad's. Sebastian's going to be there with what's his girlfriend? Monique. And she can tell me more about this debutante stuff. And her mom is like ecstatic. She's like, go, 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 go. You have fun. I'll see you later, girl.
And in 2 weeks, I want you to be a debutante.
I want you to be fabulous.
I want you to be feminine.
So Viola arrives at Illyria just as her brother Sebastian, and Paul has brought her there. And after stepping out of the car, first she seems really confident, but then she gets like super nervous and she hides back in the car. She's like, should we really be doing this?
And then she's like, please, I can't do it. Get back in the car. We've got to put it in reverse. And Paul is like, I did not spend 20 hours on your hair and 20 hours on this costume and 50 hours on this makeup. You are going to be Sebastian. You're going to pose as a boy. And they're literally bickering. And she's like, I can't do this. And he's like, you have to do this. I can't do this. You have to do this. I can't do this. But ultimately, she's like, fine. So she's ready. Oh my God. Anxiety. That is... Let's just step into reality for a moment. Let's say if one of us really had the chutzpah to dress up and pose as like our brother Joshua, I would shant myself. The only thing that makes it a little bit easier is that she's going to this school.
No one knows her.
And no one knows him.
That's like the only thing.
He's starting the school because he got kicked out of the school that they previously went to.
Yeah.
So like no one knows him here. That's her only saving grace. So she can reinvent herself, but still.
I'd be so stressed.
I would be stressed to the max.
So stressed.
Oh my God. But Paul's like, you can do this. You can do this. And she gets it together. She figures it out. And she begins walking through the Illyria hallways.
Yes. To her dormitory.
And it's a lot happening. She's seeing a lot of people, balls and staplers are flying through the air. Yeah. I don't know. People are on skateboards.
Balls, but like basketballs.
People on like skateboards and they're bumping into her. And then there's a cheerleading team shaking their palms in her face. This is like a lot going on.
Got to catch my breath.
That's a song that's playing in the background. But she finally makes it into her dormitory, her dorm room. And as she opens the door, we see a very young, a very hot, and a very skinny.
It's very skinny.
Very slim. Very slim. Channing Tatum.
He's almost like, I'm like, oh yeah, you look way better now. I don't know. He's so like tiny.
No, I honestly kind of want him. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, my number one type is, you know what? When people ask me my type, I should just literally just say Channing Tatum in the 2006 film She's the Man. Because I love a tall and a slim man.
No, okay.
And he is, oh my God, his build is just perfect. Because he has like the 6-pack abs, but he's still like slim. Now he's like too thick. I don't like him now. I don't like. He looks good in Magic Mike. His weight fluctuates a lot now. Like sometimes he's like really thick, and then sometimes he's like a good slender. But back in his day, oof.
He's so young. I didn't even realize he was that young. When I was looking, I was like, oh my goodness, how old is he in this?
But even he looks so young. But like he was the oldest person out of everybody. Right. He was 26.
Like he looks young, but when I was watching that, I was like, oh yeah, that's a grown man.
He
was 26.
He was 26. Well, I know Amanda Bynes was like 17.
Oh wow.
I feel like this is a good time to mention that she was very adamant that he was casted as the role. Because she saw his audition tape, and she was like, oh my God, we have to go with him. And they're like, no, he's so much older than you. She was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, she's like, don't worry about that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care.
We'll figure that part out.
But she was like, she saw him, and she was like, he's going to be a star. Like, everyone's going to love him.
Yes,
He's so hot.
Amanda.
She's like, he has to be in it.
Now she made this man into who he is.
She
today.
literally did. She's the reason why Channing Tatum is who he is.
That's
today.
why Amanda Bynes is amazing. She gave us Channing Tatum.
Right. She gave us Channing Tatum. I also want to point out that my high school religion teacher went to high school with Channing Tatum.
Oh, do you remember where they were from?
He apparently has moved all over. I think he's originally from Alabama, but she is from Florida, so I guess he went to high school in Florida.
Oh, okay.
But I remember when she first started working at Dominican, like, everybody would ask that to her, like, oh my God, how was Channing Tatum in high school? But he was like a senior when she was a freshman, so she really didn't know him that well.
Right.
And then she would always say how he looked when he was like, I guess during his like step up era, because that's when she started working there.
Girl,
so that's when we all knew him. So she was like, how he looks now is not how he looked when we was in high school.
Right.
Because apparently she said he was on the football team, so she said he was a lot huskier. I was like, girl, he was still fine.
Interesting.
Husky or not.
Yeah.
He was still fine. Because he husky today and he's still fine.
Sure is. Sure the hell is.
But anywho, so she enters to her dorm and we see Channing Tatum with 2 other members of the soccer team.
Andrew and Toby.
And she's like, what's up, brah? I also thought it was really weird.
What's up, brah?
I also thought it was really weird that just so coincidentally she's dormed with a soccer player on the team, and then like there's 3. I was like, what's the coincidence?
Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, no, because they didn't know she was trying out for soccer. It's a nice coincidence.
It was very coincidental. Yeah. So then she like introduces herself. She was like, Sebastian, bro. And then they're basically like, okay.
They're like, are you a freshman?
Yeah, they're like, how old are you? And she's like, I skipped a couple of grades, bro. I'm brilliant. She has like this really weird accent. I don't know where she got it from. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. I skipped a couple of grades.
Ooh.
But they basically kind of are turned off by her. And she's like, well, do you guys play soccer? And then Channing Tatum's like, yeah, I'm a striker, whatever that means. And then Toby and Andrew are forwards, whatever that means.
Yeah, and she's a middle, I'm sure.
Yeah,
or the back.
whatever that means.
Middle back.
And she's like, okay, cool. And she's like, I'm totally stoked for soccer tryouts tomorrow. And then while she's unpacking, she opens up her bag and tampons fall out. And they're like, why do you have tampons in your bag? And she's like, crap, I'm busted. But she thinks very quickly on her feet and she's like, I get really bad nosebleeds.
So you stick them up your nose?
Yeah. What? You've never done that? Oh my, Beckham does it all the time.
Seriously?
Yes. Look, I'll just show you how to do it. Take that off and or that is. And stick it right in. It absorbs right up.
You kidding me? That's disgusting. Oh my God, your roommate's a freak.
They unfortunately laugh in her face and they're just like, you're a weirdo.
That's when I would have left. I'm like, I can't take the bullying.
Yeah. I can't continue on like this.
Yeah, I can't continue on like
this. This isn't for me.
It's only going to go down from here.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah, I just got here. And my tampons
and they've already seen the tampon.
Yes.
I'm failing.
Yes. So, I guess it's that same day. It is soccer tryouts. So doing tryouts.
Oh my God, moments later.
Yeah. But it's I think it's basically another montage. This is another montage we get. But it's her playing soccer. She's trying to keep up with everyone. She's doing decent, but I guess not good enough apparently.
Yeah, we're introduced to the soccer coach who is very much intense.
Russian? German?
He's Australian. Oh my goodness.
Whatever. He's a white man.
And then I also read that he's a soccer player in real life, which was not surprising because he gave soccer player.
Like it, yeah.
He gave soccer player energy. So the actor who plays the coach is what's his name? Coach Dinklage.
Yeah.
Dinklage?
We'll call him Coach.
Coach is a real soccer player in real life. Very angry, very mean, very intense. Really should be reported to HR for his comments. Yes.
What do you say?
Things that aren't nice. They're not kind. Nice. You don't talk. These are children. This is not even college level. These are teenagers. These are minors. You cannot talk to children.
This is a boarding school for rich people.
Yes. You have to respect their feelings, or mommy and daddy will call the school and pull their donation.
They probably would, actually.
But we're introduced to him. He's kind of a meanie. But yeah, so she is kind of getting into the swing of things. The tryouts are not going super great, but she's kind of doing okay, in my opinion.
All right. But at the end of it, like, everyone else is like still doing push-ups. She's laying on the ground.
Yeah, she's half dead.
Tired.
So, he kind of announces the team as soon as the tryouts are over, immediately. Mm-hmm. And he says, look, there's going to be first string, second string. When I call your name, you're second string. He calls out Jacob, Dylan, Matt, Tyler, Steve, and then Sebastian Hastings. Second string.
I'd cry. Actually, now I go home.
Honestly, I feel like when I first watched this movie, I was like, I thought she was supposed to be good.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe they were right. They're like, you're not as good as...
You're not as good as you think you are.
There's either one or two things. She's not as good as she thought she was, or the Illyria soccer team is really talented. Is the best of the best.
And I feel like they are, because at the end of the movie, they put on face paint and their color is red. Yeah.
They look intense.
I feel like a red is the color of dominance.
Yeah, it seems like they recruit people to their soccer team.
And Cornwall's colors are blue. Yeah. Like, Illyria just even sounds fancier, and Cornwall just sounds lamer. Yeah. So
I was like, maybe she wasn't that good. I don't know.
Then their soccer coach is a lot more competent and intimidating and mean. Yeah. And then the soccer coach at Cornwall is an idiot and a sexist pig. So they probably are better at Illyria. Let's go with that theory.
Let's go with that narrative.
So she's officially made second string. So now it's time to go to the locker room and hit the showers. Great. Cool. Let's wash our bodies off. Problem! She's a woman and she's going into the men's locker room where everybody will be naked with their non-breast and very much present genitalia that is
penis.
What's the scientific term for the word penis?
Is it not penis?
I don't know. I guess penis.
That's all I got. It's not cock.
Genitals?
Genitals? I mean, genitals is boy and girl.
That's boy and girl. Mm-hmm. Well, she doesn't have what they have.
Right.
And she starts to freak out, but just in the nick of time, the soccer coach calls her and tells her that the principal wants to see her in his office. Or see him in his office.
Yeah.
Sebastian's a boy.
Right. Sebastian, quote unquote. Him, quote unquote. So, Viola goes to the principal's office, or the headmaster. I think they use that term interchangeably.
Yeah. And we're introduced to, what's his name? David
Principal
Cross.
Hortel Gold.
Something. Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying his real name.
Oh. Principal Gold. That's all I got.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she at first is like nervous. He hasn't entered the office yet. And she's sitting there and she's like, it's done. It's over. They caught me. They know. And then I don't know why she thought to do this. I was like, what does that matter? But she's like, ooh, Sebastian's file. Like she sees like a file cabinet. Like,
yeah.
Okay, you see his file. Then what? What is that gonna do?
Right, they already know he's a bad student.
I don't. Just like, what were you gonna do with the file? Anywho, so she runs over to the file cabinet, looks through his files, and then as she's doing that, then Principal Gold walks in. He's like, Sebastian Hastings, and she freaks out. She gets her little chest wrap that's like securing her breasts down. She gets that stuck into the filing cabinet. So she's attached to the filing cabinet. He comes over and he's like, welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria. And she's like, okay, I'm trapped to this file cabinet. And then he's like, well, I just want to give you an Illyria welcome. And thanks for being here. I know it's not easy being a transfer student. And I just wanted to let you know that you are welcomed here. And we will make sure that you are accustomed. Because I was a transfer student myself. So I'm going to be watching out for you almost as like a big brother.
Great.
And then she's like, okay.
All right.
This is great. Thanks.
So Viola heads out, basically running. When she's out the door, she runs into another student named Olivia
Lennox.
And Viola...
She's blonde, she's pretty, and she's the most popular girl in school.
I'm not sure why. She's okay. But Viola almost blows her cover while talking to Olivia because Viola's like, oh my God, I like your shoes. But she says it in like almost her voice, pretty much.
No, she says it in a very feminine voice.
Yeah,
oh my God, I love your shoes.
And she's like, where'd you get it from?
Anthropology.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they sell shoes? And she's like, yeah.
They're right next to the accessories.
And she's like, oh, thanks for that. Yeah.
Like, well, got a blast.
And Viola runs off, but Olivia is like looking at Viola run off and it's like, I'm intrigued. I like what I see.
I like what I see here.
Yes, I like these vibes. So now it is lunchtime. Viola goes to sit with her roommate and his friends. I thought it was very ballsy of her. Like, she's really trying to insert herself into this clique. Like, if I was
if
her,
you're gonna do this, you gotta do it heads first.
Oh my God, if I was her, I would just sit in the back and like hope no one notices what I'm going. She's very
actually that's very true. In a situation like this, like, you need to be very low key and very undercover, and she is not doing that.
Yeah, she's like
she's talking to too many people. Yes. Like you almost need to go unnoticed. Like you need to go unnoticed.
Yeah, basically, but she's not doing it that way.
She's not doing that,
and it doesn't help that they don't like her. So like she sits down and they're looking at her crazy. Like, what are you doing here?
And she's like, those soccer tryouts were bogus. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? And all the guys that she's sitting amongst have all made first string. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no.
That's fine.
And so while they're sitting there, what happens next?
Oh, Olivia walks by and they all turn their head to look at her.
And then Sebastian / Viola makes a comment, was like, a real hottie, right? And all the boys go like, wait, you can't talk about her because that's Duke's girl. And Duke is basically like, I don't know what happens.
He has a big crush on her, but he's too scared cat to ever like talk to her. And he basically is like a little puppy when he sees her. He doesn't know what to do.
It's puppy love. And basically they reveal that she, first of all, one of the boys, Andrew, the one with the dreadlocks, he says that she recently got out of a relationship. She was dating this college guy and they just broke up, and she's a big insecure mess. So self-esteem is at an all-time low.
Ouch.
And because of that, now is the time to pounce.
That's messed up.
That's horrible.
Ouch.
Ugh, that is disgusting.
He said, that's your best bet. Which, honestly, come on, Duke, you're hot. Come on.
Like, be for real.
Be for real. You got it in the bag.
But he actually doesn't.
He doesn't. He's like he doesn't know what he's doing.
And so once Viola figures out this information that Olivia has recently gone through a breakup. There you go. She's just like, oh, she looks so sad. And they kind of look at her like, huh? And then she's like, well, look, I know what it's like to go through a breakup. I recently just got out of a relationship that wasn't healthy. And then you think you know a person, but every touch, every kiss is all a lie. And as soon as those words leave her mouth, they instantly clear the table. They're like, something wrong with this girl.
Now's the time.
They're like,
Weird.
Weirdo.
Yes. So that night, Viola goes to the boys' showers and tries to shower once again. She's happy to see that no one's in there, but soon someone comes in.
Okay, wait, I forgot. Also, while they were at lunch, we were introduced to Malcolm, who also has a huge crush on Olivia. And while Olivia was sitting at lunch and minding her business, he came over there to harass her. And he a big nerd, and Duke cannot stand him.
But at least he has the balls to talk to her, unlike Duke.
He does.
So.
He does.
He's doing something right.
He's doing something right.
So that night, Viola is off to try to take a shower in the boys' showers. And she's happy to walk in to see that no one's in there. But before she gets a chance to do anything, Malcolm walks in. And he's like, she thinks she's about to be caught again. I forget what he says. He like looks at her.
You are not wearing slipper shoes in the shower. Have you not read your student manual, code 5397?
Sir, back away from me.
And then as soon as he says that, Duke walks in and he takes a towel off his neck and whips Malcolm in the back of the head with it. And then I also read that when he did that, he actually ended up really hurting him.
Yeah, it looked painful. It looked like it actually hit him in the eye.
So his reaction was like genuine. Because he was like, ow! And he fell to the floor.
Yeah, it looked like look made contact. It didn't look fake in the movie. Hopefully, like if that happened to me, I'd be like, y'all better use that scene.
Oh, right.
Where I get hurt. Duke comes in. Viola has to go. I wonder how bad she smelled. Like this is like
day 3.
This is outside soccer she's been playing.
Oh, right.
She's falling. So that night, Viola is having this crazy dream, and she's playing a very intense game of soccer. She's on the boys' team. She's the only girl, and she's like stuck wearing a pink, poofy ball gown.
It's huge.
Yes, it's huge.
Her makeup looks fantastic.
Oh, okay. And she's thrown out into the field in this dress. All the guys are.
There's mud everywhere. It looks like it's raining.
Yes.
It's real slippery.
Oh, yeah, it's raining. And she's goes to kick a goal, but she slips and misses, and all the guys are laughing at her.
She falls on her head.
The goalie was her ex, Justin. He's also making fun of her. So basically, this is her biggest fear.
This is her nightmare.
This is her freaking nightmare, and it's almost about to come because she's not even gonna play. She's gonna do. What if she did all this for nothing? She never played.
Right. What if she did all of this for nothing?
That'd be crazy. I would hope she would just leave eventually.
So then she instantly, in the dream, water, like as soon as she misses the goal in this like big foofy project, she falls to the ground. She's laying on her head in the mud. And in the dream, she's instantly like splashed with water. But then she wakes up, and then when she wakes up, she's splashed with water, and she is met in the darkness with these men in face masks.
Terrifying.
And she's petrified, and she's screaming for her life. And they pick her up, and they bring her into this locker room where there's other men petrified as well, just as her. And more men in masks and capes. And it's like an initiation of sorts, which I think is really weird. Because I guess it's the form of initiation for the soccer team. Mm-hmm. But why are we doing this for a soccer team? Like, this isn't a club or an organization or a like frat.
Bonding.
Just soccer.
For the rookies.
But, right, they're telling everyone to take off their clothes, but then at the same time, they're throwing, like, oatmeal at them, and she can't take off her clothes because she has the body of a woman, and she's, like, freaking out, and everyone's like, take off your clothes! Take off your clothes! Take off your clothes! And then she finds a way to, like, maneuver out of the chaos and escape, and she pulls the fire alarm, and everyone's forced to disperse and skedaddle. And so she's saved herself,
but now she's even dirtier
for another time. But now she's even more filthy. Like, oh god, I know she stinks. This is disgusting.
So the next morning, Viola calls Paul because she's basically like, "Please pick me up. Nothing's working out. Everyone thinks I'm a dork. I have no shot of playing on the field, and I smell."
And people are starting to like gag when they walk past me.
And Paul's like, "Okay, I don't know about the soccer crap, but I don't know about the stink, but I can come up with a plan to help you, become cool amongst the fellas."
Yes. Popularity, that is the avenue of which I can help you.
Yes. So, in the next scene, we see everyone at, like, a pizzeria. Paul is, undercover.
Cesario's. Why? What did I read?
Is it a real pizza place?
That's the name of the pizza place that they always go to. Cesario's is the name of it. What is it? In the book, I think there's a character named Cesario.
That's
something.
cute. I like that.
Yeah.
But they're at Cesario's, the pizzeria. And Paul's there. He's undercover, and he's talking into a walkie-talkie. And he basically says, "Cue something." And
Cue Andrea, one of her soccer friends.
Yes.
That we've seen throughout the movie.
So Duke and his friends are also there. And Viola, dressed as Sebastian, walks out.
Actually, I can tell you the girl name. Kia.
So, cue Kia. So, Sebastian comes out, and Duke and his friends are there. They see Viola as Sebastian, and they're like, hide, make it seem like they can't
Make it seem like we don't have room, we don't want him to sit with us, make it look like we're busy, we don't want him sitting there.
But that's not the plan, to sit with you. So, Viola basically stands, like, right in front of the booth, and then Kia, is that her name?
Yeah.
Approaches Viola as Sebastian, and is like, what did she say? Like,
Sebastian Hastings, is that you? Hey, Kia girl. Cornwall hasn't been the same since we lost our top gun, Sebastian Hastings. And then she's like, new school, new dating pool. And she's like, Sebastian, I missed you so much. Those long nights on the phone, those lingering phone calls, all those amazing nights together. look, Sebastian, if you're ever in need of someone to talk to, don't be afraid to call me. And then she goes in for like a kiss, and then Sebastian takes his like 2 fingers, puts it on her lips, and is like, okay, bye, and like shoos her off.
And Duke and his friends are like, huh?
They're like, did that just happen?
They're impressed, but also confused.
They're very confused. They're very perplexed. Very perplexed. So then Paul is in the background on the walkie-talkie, and he's like, great job, Kia. Okay, now cue Yvonne. Yvonne walks in. She's like, oh, Sebastian, is that you? And he's like, hey, Yvonne, what's going on, girl? And then she's like, oh, Sebastian, I've missed you so much. And she's like, Sebastian, I know when it came down to it, I really just wasn't woman enough for you. And she's like, no, you weren't. And she's like, but if you ever need me, please don't hesitate to call. I love you. I miss you so much. And he's like, okay, got it. Bye, Yvonne. And then she's like, okay, bye, Sebastian. And then she turns around and she like toots her butt up and is like, smack it. And then Sebastian smacks her butt and then she walks off.
I love that scene because at first, like, Amanda Bynes is like, she's like, what am I doing? And she's like, oh yeah, smack it.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, smack your butt. And then now Channing Tatum / Duke and his friends are even more perplexed. They're like, okay, what's going on? Right. Maybe we need to do some reevaluating here and reconsider our friendship with Sebastian.
Just terrible, kind of.
Just horrible. And then, so in that moment, next, unplanned and unbeknownst to the crew that is Kia, Yvonne, Paul, and Sebastian / Viola, Monique walks in.
Monique.
And then she's coming through here. She's wagging her finger. And she's like, Sebastian. And Paul is like, stay clear of her. She will recognize you. Don't get too close. Don't let her see your face. And she's dodging. Sebastian is dodging Monique left and right. Viola is grabbing pizza boxes. She's trying to cover it with her face. Meanwhile, Monique is like, Sebastian, where are you going? Why have you been ignoring my phone calls? Talk to me now. And Sebastian, while trying to cover his face with menus and pizza boxes and cups and chairs, and is like,
don't come any closer, Monique. It's over. I don't want to talk to you, crazy. Sebastian, come back here. You're hot, Monique. Smoking hot. Come here. But there are plenty of hot girls out there. Come back here and talk to me. And the truth is, you have absolutely nothing else to offer. And when my eyes are closed, I see you for what you truly are. Which is ugly. We're done.
Honestly, poor Monique. Like this, she don't.
I know.
Is she that terrible of a person? Did she deserve this?
She didn't deserve this level of humiliation and embarrassment because as soon as he breaks up with her, the entire restaurant breaks out into applause.
Yeah. Wow. That's society.
The crowd goes wild.
What happened to women supporting women?
What happened to that? You know, I'm starting to believe that Viola is anti-feminism. Because why would you embarrass your fellow woman like that?
Is this film problematic or
what?
Or what?
Or what?
Or what?
Crazy. So, then for whatever reason, I was like, y'all don't even know this girl. Why is the whole restaurant applauding? But anywho, so now Duke and his little flunkies are like, oh my God, you're the man, bro. That was so cool. Sit down with us. Let's have a brewski.
You're in.
You're in. You've been initiated.
Yeah, and from then on, they're basically friends.
Yeah, and now he's in.
Yes. So the next day, they're in science class, and Sebastian, as you know, Viola as Sebastian, they get like lab partners, and Sebastian gets teamed up with Olivia, which frustrates Duke because he has a crush on her.
He's in love with Olivia.
So Olivia and Viola start working together on their project. At one point,
meanwhile, Duke is paired up with Eunice. The nerd.
They did Eunice so bad. She honestly isn't that bad. Like she just has those weird braces. She's okay.
She scares me.
Yeah, she has like braces, like these like medical grade braces, and
she's really skinny.
I feel like she breathes out loud,
and she talks with her mouth closed.
Yeah, she's horny.
I'm so excited.
It's like she drools.
I'm so excited to be paired with you. I love science.
Yeah, she's so horny. Horny little thing. She's so horny.
On top of all this, she's horny as hell.
Yeah, horny.
Oh.
Viola and Olivia are connecting. I think at one point Olivia even reads the real Sebastian's lyrics, like, because he writes lyrics, and she like falls even more in love with who Sebastian is.
They're at another thing. They're at the Bunsen burner, going over science, and first of all, how do you get the why does Sebastian
have Sebastian
as Viola have Sebastian's lyrics? Like, why do you have that on you?
Yeah,
and then Viola,
she brought material.
Yeah, and then Viola's like, oh yeah, those are my lyrics. And then Olivia reads them, and she's like, I wake up this morning and I think of you in the sunshine and the flowers and the birds. Oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Poetic.
Poems.
That's all she wants.
I just thought, first of all, why are you instantly in love with him by these poo-la-la lyrics? And then why does Viola have his lyrics on him? Yeah. I didn't get that. I didn't get it.
True. But whatever Sebastian as Viola as Sebastian put it down, Olivia's picking it up. So after class, Viola as Sebastian goes and talks to Duke. Duke pulls her over and is like, look, I need you to put in a good word for me to Olivia. And Sebastian's like, okay, I can do that, but you need to teach me how to become a better soccer player. And they strike up a deal. And then next, we get a montage of the two practicing cool soccer moves. We're talking like, I don't know, like throw your body in the air and you kick a ball type stuff.
Yeah, they're doing like flips
which
and
seems
kicking
like
the ball.
Will take years to learn, but...
Yeah, we can't learn that in the course of 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's crazy town.
Yeah, so we get montages of that, and we also get montages of Viola waking up early to shower, which... to me, is still very risky. Very risky. Like, anyone can come in here and see you showering.
I'm sure she's showering at, like, 3 a.m.
Who someone else could do it.
They
also,
should have curtains, though.
They should have, like, does everyone have to shower together?
What she should do.
I guess we should say, it's also a group shower. It's like open showering.
Yeah, what she should do was just kind of make her way over to the girls' side of the dormitory and just take a shower over there.
Hide. What I would do is I would get a bucket and I would just shower in the bathroom. Like go to the toilet and like shower. I get a bucket.
I get a bucket.
Because I don't know, it would just give me so much anxiety. I would never be comfortable. So, in the next scene, we also get Olivia's stalker, Malcolm. He's always up to something because he really likes Olivia. And he's doing some digging on Sebastian because he wants to find something out about him or her to win over Olivia.
Because he doesn't understand why Olivia is in love with Sebastian and not him.
It's so funny that he actually picks up on that. Because Sebastian no one else gets the fact that Olivia likes Sebastian. He's like the first one to
That's what happens when you're obsessed with somebody.
Yes, he's like, this girl likes him. This girl likes him. So, soon the real Sebastian calls. And then we get another scene of the real Sebastian calling to check on everything with Viola. Viola, at this point, is not telling him the whole truth. And it's like, yeah, you're good. Don't worry about everything. Have fun in London. While she's on the phone, the headmaster catches Viola playing with her wig. She's like casually like messing with her wig.
Yeah, like while she's on the phone with Sebastian, she's like scratching her scalp, and the wig's moving from left to right, from right to left.
She gets real comfortable when she's on the phone. She forgets what she's doing.
She forgets who she is when she's on that phone.
When she's on the phone, she doesn't have the voice anymore. She's scratching that wig, and then basically the headmaster comes over. He's very quirky. He comes over and he's like, "Hey, I support you, and we can bond in the fact that we both suffer from male pattern baldness." So we get another scene while Viola and Olivia are in science class, and Viola is basically trying to convince Olivia to go on a date with Duke, but she's not into him, and she thinks he's just another dumb jock. She's looking for something more like on a emotional connection, not just hotness,
not just surface level.
Which, wink, wink, that's what Sebastian is giving to her. Not Duke. So we see that Olivia's falling more and more in love with Viola because they're both connecting on this emotional level. They both even say they feel very comfortable around each other. Which, hello, Sebastian, like, pick up these flags that the girl's putting down.
Right. Of course she feels comfortable around you. Yes. Y'all are both girls.
Oh, I really do like the fact that like at the end of this movie, I always think about the fact that they become like really good friends, and I really like that.
Yeah, that's precious. I do like it as well.
So after class, Viola goes to tell Duke the good news about how he got Olivia to consider going on a date with him, which to me is not that good of a news. That's not enough for me. I need a yes date. Thank you. And then we see that Duke is very nervous, and he says like he doesn't know how to talk to girls, which Viola is very surprised to hear because he is very, very hot.
And then so Viola's like, okay, well, since you're not really accustomed to talking to ladies, let's practice. So Duke's like, well, do we have to? And she's like, yes. So she kind of turns off her horrible male accent that she's been using. That kind of sounds like a loose Jamaican accent to me. Like when she says man.
Yeah. She's just making stuff up.
So then she like puts on her regular voice and she's like, "Hi, Duke. I'm Viola. Nice to meet you." And he's like, "Whoa.
What is this?
You really just sounded like a girl just then. What was that about?" And she's like, I used to imitate my sister all the time. My sister Viola. I got really good at it, And he's basically like, okay. And he's like, well, what should we talk about? And he's like, it doesn't, and Viola's basically like, it doesn't matter. We can talk about anything. We can talk about cheese. And Duke's like, why would we talk about cheese? And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Go with it.
We just have to have a conversation. And as long as there's a conversation that flow is flow. Mm-hmm. You're vibing. You're picking up on each other's energy, Right. And that's all that matters. It's all that matters.
You're hot.
And I guess when you're super hot,
you can say whatever.
You don't really, it really doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Whatever you want can come out of your mouth. As long as you look like that, it don't matter. So while they're practicing, in walks Malcolm. Malcolm has like a pet spider, that we failed to mention. Named
Tarantula.
It's a tarantula. So he has a pet tarantula, which is crazy. Disgusting. Named Malvolio. Oh. And in the 12th night, Olivia, the character, she has a servant named Malvolio who's in love with her. Malvolio, the spider, has gotten loose. I don't know how. And he enters through the crevices, the crack of the door, into Sebastian/Viola in Duke's dorm while they're rehearsing how Duke can talk to girls. And first it touches like their feet and they notice it. They scream in terror and fear. They both jump on the bed and they embrace each other and they're both squealing like girls. And then they realize that they're hugging each other a little bit too tight. And then they kind of like push each other off of each other. And Duke's like, don't you ever do that voice ever again. It freaked me out. That's the only reason why I hugged you. I'm a man.
Men. Toxic masculinity.
Masculinity at work
so
here.
After they did all that little crap, Viola gets a voicemail message from her mom, basically reminding her that she must attend the carnival tomorrow. And Viola's freaking out because she's supposed to be there as Viola. Sebastian, her brother, is also supposed to be there working it. Duke says that he's also going there. And also, apparently, Olivia is part of the debutante society
Junior
too.
League society.
So she's gonna be there too, and so is freaking her mom. So is Viola's mom. She's like, this is a lot.
As well as Monique, Sebastian's now ex-girlfriend, as well as Viola's ex-boyfriend. So literally every character in the movie right. is going to be at the carnival tomorrow.
I love it.
And Viola's freaking out. Love the carnival scene.
Love it.
My favorite scene in the whole movie. The carnival scene is fantastic. Great cinema. Chaos, baby. So, as we go on, we emerge the next day. We all are at the carnival. Sebastian, as Viola pulls up with Duke and the two other soccer player flunkies. And Duke is walking, he's talking, blah, 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 blah. And then Olivia kind of walks past all of them and she stops and she speaks to Sebastian and she's like, hey, I'm working the kissing booth. Come see me. And then she's like, Sebastian is like, oh, okay. And so Duke goes off to the kissing booth, of course. And then Sebastian kind of runs off and is like, needs to stay low because she is supposed to be 2 people today. And she needs to figure out her plans. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of leave the 2 soccer players in the dust.
So, and then Viola runs into a porta potty, changes. She rides as Sebastian. She goes into the porta potty. She changes into her Viola clothes. And then she goes to find her mom. And her mom's basically like, you be working the next shift at the kissing booth. And she's also asking, like, where's your brother? Because he's supposed to be working the next shift at the cotton candy booth. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll go find him. So she was off. She runs into Duke as herself as Viola. And Duke at first is like, hey, do I know you? She's like, no. And she runs off again.
No.
And then she runs into her ex as herself, Justin. And Justin's like, hey, babe,
And Justin got
let's
this
get back
purple
together.
shirt on and his collar is popped.
Okay. You were like, remember that outfit?
Yeah. You don't remember? You used to call him Purple Shirt. You don't remember that?
Oh my God, I kind of do.
Oh my God, I used to always call him Purple
Shirt. It's a terrible shirt.
Purple Shirt. Purple Shirt. You used to always call that boy Purple Shirt.
Just a random shirt.
Like, he got a name.
No. Purple Shirt.
But so she runs into him and he's basically like, hey, Viola, I've been calling you for forever. He's been blowing up her phone. And he's like, why haven't you answered my calls? And she's like, because we broke up. Hello, we're broken up. We don't talk when we're broken up. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, hey, can you be a girl for literally 5 seconds? And she's like, okay, 5 seconds. 1, we're broken up. 2, you told me I couldn't play soccer. 3, you suck. And 5, look at that. Time's up. And then she punches him in the face.
Oh, damn.
And then she goes about her
She
merry
smacks
way.
him. Open-handed.
Open-handed slap. Did I say she punched him in the face?
Yeah, I was like, that's intense.
She didn't punch. She slapped him.
She like slapped. No, a little light slap.
She was good for that one. I was like, ooh, dang.
Yes.
She literally slapped him. I was like, ach. Achie, yeah.
So now she's off again. So now she goes onto like a carnival ride and changes back into Sebastian's getup. And while she's dressed as Sebastian, Monique finds her. And now she goes into the Sebastian. She's just changing for no reasons at this point.
So Monique goes away. Sebastian/Viola emerges out of the moon bounce as Viola, and then she is on her way to pick up her shift at the kissing booth. Right?
Yes. Can I talk about the fact that, like, that's disgusting. I don't know if did anyone ever do kissing booths? That's the most disgusting thing in the world.
Oh, right.
To sit in line.
This also is not feminism. And then the fact that her mom signed her up for this shift, I'd have been like,
no.
First of all, do you want me to get a herpes? Who knows what these people have? Second of all, why do you think it's appropriate for you to pimp me out at a booth?
She's like, they're like 16, 17. Those are children. And even in one... And there's a guy in line who's like 70.
It's disgusting. And then there's kids in line too who are like 12. So like, you want me to kiss
a 12-year-old
adolescents, and you want me to kiss old pervy men?
It's so gross. I wonder if if that actually has happened. Like, where did the concept of
it was definitely alive and well at some point in time.
It's so gross.
Definitely the 80s, I'm sure. It was thriving in the 80s.
No, thank you.
You know, there's a movie on Netflix called
The Kissing Booth. Yes. I never saw it.
I've seen it. I can't remember how it goes.
Do they have to kiss people, though? Like, anybody?
There's definitely a kissing booth concept.
Right.
I think they fall in love at the kissing booth. I don't know.
All right, I'm like, is there rules? Do I have to kiss everybody?
Pretty much. It's disgusting. Gross. This is disgusting. So... she goes up, she pulls up to her shift at the kissing booth. Meanwhile, Olivia is currently at the kissing booth doing her shift. And Duke is in line. He's literally the next person in line. And Viola arrives. She taps Olivia on the shoulder and she's like, hey, I'm here early. And Olivia's like, thank God I've been making out with hideous people all day. And then she's like, beware of the old man chewing gum because, sweetheart, it ain't gum.
That's gross.
And then Viola's like, gross. And then Olivia's like, hey, do I know you? And Viola's like, no, stop looking at me.
She's so funny.
She is hilarious. The scene where they're at the, we haven't gotten to it yet, but when they're at the dinner, the luncheon.
Oh, yes, 10 out of 10.
Oh my God. And she pull up. Oh my
She's like,
God.
so manly. So manly.
And then she's like, Viola, chew like you have a secret. And she's like,
sure.
She's like, sure. Oh, that girl is so funny. Oh, I was weak. Anywho. Back to the kissing booth.
Yes.
So Viola has pulled up and Olivia is now leaving because Viola has relieved her. And Duke is like, are you kidding me?
Visibly upset.
Can't catch a break. He is visibly upset. And because he was next in line. He was literally right up.
I wonder if have they even talked?
Have they even held a conversation?
Like, he acts like she's like a goddess. Like, go talk to her.
Like she's Jesus Christ. But He's like, oh, I can't catch a break. Viola hears this comment, and she's like, okay, and is visibly offended. And he's like, no, not that you're not like, but she's that, and well, not that you're not that as well. And then Viola's like, thank you, I guess. And he's like, well, I paid for a kiss, so I guess I'm gonna sit down and kiss you now. And then Viola's basically like, that's what I'm here for. So they sit down awkwardly. They've had this very weird exchange. And then he's like, I guess I'll give you my ticket. And she's like, sure. And then they go in for the kiss with a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of awkwardness. It's a little stiff at the beginning. But then they get in there.
Yeah, it's a lovely kiss.
They get in there and they start smooching, honey. And then Duke is basically like, okay, I think that was enough for one ticket. And then Viola pulls him back in and she's like, no. I want more. And then they kiss some more.
It's really cute.
And then, in the midst of their hot and steamy makeout that they're having, Justin, Viola's ex-boyfriend, pulls up. And he literally grabs Viola by the shoulder. And he's like, Viola, what the hell is this? And then he's like, Viola, what the hell is this? And we turn around, we see it's Justin. And he's like, you're making out with him?
So, and then
No.
they've also crossed paths before. I don't think we mentioned it, but they both play soccer. They know each other from playing soccer. And even Duke was like saying how he made Justin cry during a game. So like they've got beef already.
Yeah, these two know each other. They're rivals. They're rivals. And then so Viola is basically like, oh, this is what happens. Justin is like, why are you kissing my girlfriend to Duke? Which Viola responds, ex-girlfriend. And then Duke realizes, whoa, you're Sebastian's sister? Because Sebastian had told Duke that Viola was the ex to Justin that Duke happened to make cry. So we're all connected in some sort of way, fashion, or form. And then Dustin, that's not his name, Justin is basically like, do I have to kick your butt? And then Duke's like, do I have to make you cry again? And then Justin was like, I was not crying that day. There was something in my eye. And then Viola was like, hey, let's just walk away. Let's just leave it alone. And Duke's like, yeah, we'll settle this on the soccer field at the Cornwall versus Illyria game. And then Justin's like, yeah. And then he walks away. And he's like, or we can settle it right now. And then he turns around and he punches Duke in the face.
Justin's funny because he's always ready for a fight, but boy can't fight. He's always losing. He doesn't finish.
I don't think he loses this fight.
That might be what.
I mean, there wasn't a clear winner, but he did throw the first punch, and
he always trying to fight.
Duke walked away with a bloody nose,
but a better face, handsome, hottie.
They're both hot. Yep. They're both viciously hot.
No.
She knows how to pick up. You don't think he's hot?
No, Justin, no.
You used to think he was hot.
Oh, well, I was a child then.
You don't think he's cute?
He does nothing for me. He's regular. I don't think he's ugly. He's regular.
Girl,
he's not what I'm getting when I'm looking at Channing Tatum.
I mean, he's definitely not Channing Tatum, but he's hot.
He's okay. Yeah, he's fine. He's a regular.
Anywho, I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree. So a full-on brawl breaks out. These two, Justin throws the first punch. Now they have landed on the floor. They are ruffling. They are tussling. They're disturbing. Olivia is trying to stop it. She jumps on Justin's back. Somehow they keep on fighting. They knock into a popcorn machine. There's popcorn everywhere. There's a crowd forming. And then emerges the president of the Junior League. We don't know this lady's name. We're just going to call her the president of the Junior League. She emerges and she's like, stop it, everybody. And then Viola's mom emerges with her and is basically like, you two get out. And then the president of the Junior League is just like, this is a fair for children. Damn it! This is supposed to be a nice and lovely day. And then Viola is grabbed by her mother, and her mom's like, let's go.
Time to go, Missy. So back in the dorm room, Viola returns as herself, Sebastian.
Not herself, as her brother.
As her brother, Sebastian. To see Duke lying in his bed with a tampon up his bloody nose. And Viola Sebastian's like, what are you doing? Why do you have that up your nose? He's like, you told me to put it up your nose. But basically Duke runs Sebastian the whole story of what happened. And Sebastian, Duke mentions the fact that he kissed Sebastian's sister.
She's pretending like she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, oh, really? Tell me more, you know? And he's like, I mean, I don't know, you know? And then Sebastian's like, well, do you like her? And he's like, I don't know. This is kind of weird to talk about in front of you. And then he's like, well, I think you should go out with her. And then he's like, well, and just completely forget about Olivia. And he's like, hey, look, Olivia, I don't really see it, you know, as a complete third party, has no interest in the matter whatsoever. I don't really see it between you and Olivia, but you know, you and Viola, that could be magic. That could be something. There's chemistry there. There's a spark there. I feel it. I sense it, you know?
They're adorable.
And he's like, okay. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll think about it.
So the next scene, Duke and Viola are continuing their soccer practice. While this is going on, we see Malcolm off to the side taking pictures of Viola playing soccer. Because he's still trying to get like evidence to prove that something's up with Sebastian. And we also see the coach of the boys soccer team taking notice of Sebastian and his improvements and like checking him out. So this is a good sign. Cut to Duke and Viola are at conditioning trainer in like the little gym, lifting weights, the workout room. Viola is basically just watching Duke do like bench presses and then is like head over heels.
And she's drooling. She's salivating like a dog.
Yes. So the two take a break and Duke is like, how's your sister doing? How's your sister? Right. And he's like, basically like, I want to ask her on a date if that's cool.
I was thinking about taking her to Cesario's tonight. And she's like, I would love to go. And he's like, what? And he was like, I mean, I would love to give her your number so she can call you.
Right.
And then
at that point, maybe
then the coach walks in and he's like, Hastings, with his, he actually kind of fine. Oh yeah. So he walks in with his intimidating soccer player self and is like, you've been promoted to first string. Congratulations.
Yeah. Keep up with the good work.
Right. This is a huge accomplishment. Almost had a stroke. None of you did anything about it. This is a huge accomplishment because right in time for the Cornwall versus Illyria game.
Yes. And she almost getting a new man too, but
right. All the stars are almost aligning for her. So then Duke congratulates Sebastian. They hug, and then Sebastian's hands go a little bit too down south, and they start to linger. And Duke's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! All right, bro, get off of me. That's enough."
And then off to the side, Olivia and her friend are also in the weight room, and they're watching this. And Olivia comes up with the idea, or her friend comes up with the idea that Olivia should make Sebastian jealous by flirting with Duke. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, first of all, this girl, what is wrong with her? She's like, do people actually like do that? Like, is that okay for me to do? Bitch, if you don't get your ass
yes, people do bad things.
Start manipulating these men to get what you want. Girl, get up and go over there.
Show him what he's missing.
Right. So she gets up, she walks over there. And she puts her plan into action. And she walks over to Duke. She starts flipping and twirling her hair. And she's like, hey, Duke. And she's like, hey, how are you? What are you bench pressing? And he's like, 250 pounds. And she's like, oh my God, I weigh half of that. How much could you bench press me? And he's like, I don't know.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't know what he's saying. He sounds like an idiot. He sounds like a dummy. And then, meanwhile, Sebastian sees what what Olivia is doing. And she is ruining Viola's chances of going out with Duke. Right. And then, so meanwhile, Viola, that is Sebastian, is like, hey, Duke, what about that phone call you were going to make? Remember that? Hey, Duke, don't forget about that phone call. And then Duke's like, hey, get out of my face right now. Stop talking to me. Shut up. And then Viola is like, hey, don't forget about the phone call. And Duke is just really enamored with the conversation and the fact that he's in the presence of Olivia and that she's even talking to him. And so basically Olivia's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to go to Cesario's? And Duke's like, yeah, totally. And then Viola's like, hey, what about the plans that you already had? And he's like, get out of my face. Go away.
I have new plans.
So the plans are set. Now Duke officially has a date with Olivia and not Viola.
And Viola is very upset to hear this.
And she is very upset to hear this. So she asks Duke, hey, what about Viola? And he's like, come on, man, you're a guy. No, she's not. And he's like, you're a guy, you know, what would you do if the hottest girl in school asked you out on a date? And Viola is pissed.
Right. So pissed that Viola, as Sebastian, goes to talk to Olivia about the date. And she's like, I know, or Sebastian's like, I know what you're getting at, Olivia, and you can't just play with Duke's feelings, and I don't think you and Duke would be a good match, blah, 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 blah. And Olivia's like, hey, well, I don't think you're right, but I can prove it to you. Maybe you should join us on this double date. You should invite Eunice. And, like, Eunice is running by. She's like, I'd love to come. So Eunice is also going to be on this date. They're double dating. Olivia's plan is into action. It's going to work. Or she thinks it's working, but that's not why Sebastian's jealous.
Right. So, cut to next scene. We're all, well, not all of us. Duke, and what her girl name is? Olivia. Viola and Olivia are too close. There's too many vowels in both of those names. So, Duke and Olivia are at Cesario's. They seem very bored. Duke don't know what to say. Olivia looks completely uninterested, like she does not want to be there. She's literally looking at her fingernails, looking like she'd rather be anywhere on Earth than at Cesario's with Duke Orsino.
She really don't like him.
At all. That's so crazy. Girl, I don't care what kind of personality he would have. If he looked like that, oh my God.
Sebastian's not even hot.
Not even the real Sebastian. Not even the real Sebastian. And Sebastian is, in fact, a girl.
Yeah.
So, anywho, they're not talking to each other. He asks her about cheese. She looks disgusted. Then Sebastian and Eunice finally walk in, and they look relieved. And they're very excited to see that Sebastian has finally arrived. The both of them.
So Olivia's sitting there and finally starts to flirt with Duke and give him attention to make Sebastian jealous. You could see that Viola as Sebastian is getting upset, but that's because she likes Duke now. And as they're flirting, Sebastian's like, okay, I'm ready to leave. I gotta go. Bye, guys. So Sebastian leaves, and then Olivia's like, okay, I guess I can leave now, too. And she basically runs after Sebastian, leaving Duke and Eunice on this awkward date together with themselves. So then we see the real Sebastian arriving home early from London. He's like at the airport, and he's leaving a voice message on Monique's phone telling her, hey, I'm back in town. We need to talk. And then cut to Viola arriving at her debutante luncheon. So she's walked into here and she's looking hella out of place.
She's late. The president of the Junior League is talking about how you're going to make your debut into the world as a beautiful, gorgeous, posed woman. Something. And Viola walks in and she literally she slams the door open. She's walking like she has like a broom stuck up her butt and she's never walked in heels a day in her life. She sits down and she's like, ladies, hello.
She's very tomboy.
Very tomboy. She's eating chicken as if she hasn't had a meal in like 10 days. And then she's like scolding Olivia in the corner, who looks like all dainty, eating like a cracker, while she's like stuffing her face with like mashed potatoes and like soup.
She's mocking her.
And she's like mocking her. She hates everything about her. And then, the president of the Junior League is like, Viola, chew as if you have a secret. And Viola's like, yeah. So then Viola sees Olivia get up to go to the restroom. So Viola promptly chooses to follow her.
Excuse me, ladies.
So she gets up, she follows her into the bathroom. Olivia is just looking at herself in the mirror, and Viola is like looking back at her in anger and rolling her eyes. But then she decides to strike up a conversation, and she's like, hey, I'm Viola, by the way. And then Olivia's like, hey, aren't you the one who like saved me at the kissing booth? And she's like, oh my God, yes, totally. Good to see you again. Oh my God. And Viola asks her, aren't you the girl who went out with like Duke Orsino? casino. I was just like, why would you know that? But anyhow.
I feel like the news travels. Like,
I'm about to say, she must be really popular for her to know all that. Like, why you know all that? That date was yesterday.
Exactly.
But anywho. And then Olivia's like, yeah, I went out with him like one time. And she's like, well, just so you know, like he has like this really bad like gland like saliva issue. And when I was kissing him, like he just like develops like excess saliva in his mouth and it felt like I was drowning. And then Olivia's like, ew, that's disgusting. And she's like, but Viola's like, all the happiness to you both, truly. And then she's like, no. I really didn't like him. The only reason why I really went out with him was to make his roommate Sebastian jealous because like I'm obsessed with him. And Viola is stunned and shocked to hear this information. And she's like, whoa. She looks like she just got hit with a ton of bricks because she is, in fact, Sebastian.
This complicates things.
This, in fact, complicates things. And Viola is basically like...
It's Olivia, right? Yeah. I want to give you, just a little advice. Okay. Enough is enough! You are weaving a really tangled web.
Yeah, like really, really tangled.
And, honey, you gotta stop, okay? So you just gotta tell everybody the truth, be very, very honest, just let the chips fall where they may.
You're right.
I know.
The next time I see Sebastian, I am gonna march right up to him.
You march!
And I'm gonna tell him how I feel.
You tell him!
And then I'm gonna kiss him so passionately that even the people he hates will feel pleasure.
So Monique pops out, disgusted by what she heard. And she's like, I overheard you talking about my man. And Viola reminds her, your ex-man, y'all not dating. And, drama ensues. Monique don't play about her man, and she starts to fight with Olivia. And the two are going back on, like, this little pushing thing. Viola tries to help Olivia. I think she once again jumps on her back. Does she jump on her back again? She's a back jumper.
Yeah, she jumps on her back, and
it's basically like 2-on-1 almost, but
Monique is holding her own very much. And a brawl ensues. I will say, I literally hate watching girl fights on television.
Oh,
they're so stupid. It's so like,
yeah.
And it's like you semi-shake the girl and you like give her like a tap. It's like, and it's just like you're just like moving back and forth, but y'all aren't really doing anything. You're just pushing each other's shoulders.
I kind of like this one because it was more like crawling and tripping. It was just it's like all over the place.
It's just so stupid. Every time I see one, I'm just like,
it was mostly like Olivia trying to run from the bathroom.
It's just I feel like they tell them like just make it look like your hair is moving a lot, so we're distracted and we can't see what's really going on, and that you're fighting.
Women can fight.
Right. Can we have like a real fight scene?
They throw punches.
Because Justin and Duke got bloody noses. Mm-hmm. I want to see that.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Right. I want to see black eyes. So, but the fight's over.
The fight's over.
That lady comes in and breaks it up again.
Because in walks the president of the Junior League once again, and she breaks it up, and she says, ladies, we do not fight with our fists. We fight with our eyes. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm surprised they didn't kick them out.
I'm surprised they did not kick them out of the organization.
At least Viola.
Especially Viola.
She's always in the middle of things.
Right.
So, back at school, Michael, the stalker guy, is talking with the principal, the headmaster, if you will.
That's his name?
Michael?
I don't even remember. Martin, Michael Jackson. What that boy name is? It's Michael?
I thought so.
Malcolm.
Oh, Malcolm, Jesus, is talking to the principal and is basically trying to convince him that Sebastian is hiding something. I don't know what it is. He's a weird person. And then
something's not right.
So right when they're talking about this, Viola Sebastian walks by and she's on the phone with her mom and she's talking about wearing dresses and heels and how men only like women to wear heels because it's harder for them to run away from men and once again letting her guard down when she's on the phone.
Absolutely. And to the principal's response, he says to Malcolm, well, do you know how hard it is to run in heels? And Malcolm's like, I actually have no idea. And he's like, it's very hard, Malcolm. It's very, very hard.
So once again, the principal brushes this off, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't think he's hiding. He's pretending to be a girl.
Right.
So that night, the real Sebastian arrives at Illyria. And then Olivia so happens to see this, like, perfect timing, I guess. She sees him hop out of the taxi cab, and she's like, now is my time. She runs over to Sebastian, the real one, confesses her feeling. I think she even reads him one of his lyrics, kisses him, and then runs off. Off to the side, Duke, who also, perfect timing, was able to see all this, sees it, feels betrayed, is upset, and, goes about his life.
He is pissed instantly.
Pissed the hell off.
He is betrayed by his best friend.
Yes. And then we get another cut too. This is all the
same night.
Yeah, all the bombs are exploding at the same time. Monique gets her home wherever. What school did she even go to? I guess she goes. I don't even know. Was she even in school?
Monique don't even look like she in school.
Yeah,
Monique look like a grown woman in college.
She's at her home wherever that is.
Yeah,
and she listens to her voice messages, and she is surprised to hear the real Sebastian's voicemail about just getting home from London, because she's been seeing a Sebastian this whole time, and she's very confused about what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so basically he left her a voicemail, was like, hey, I don't know if Viola told you, but I was in London for 2 weeks. I'm just getting back. And hey, we need to talk.
Yeah.
And then she's like, London?
I just saw you yesterday.
London? So now she needs to get down to the bottom of it.
So, back at the dorm, Viola, as Sebastian, returns to her room with Duke. Duke is in there and is like, betrayal, you betrayed me. And Sebastian's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Like, you know how it's so funny that you can really think you know somebody and they turn out to be somebody completely different and stab you in the back. And she's like, huh? And he's like, you're really gonna sit here and pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about? And she's like, okay, I guess I think I know what you're talking about. She's like, look, I really needed to beat Cornwall. I had to do what I had to do. And he's like, so you literally used me to beat Cornwall and then turn around and stab me in the back to kiss Olivia? And she's like, wait, now I really don't know what you're talking about.
That you're talking about me being a girl.
I thought we were talking about me having lady parts. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, okay, I really don't know what you're talking about now. And he's like, I saw you with her. I saw you with Olivia. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was never with Olivia. I never kissed her. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. And he's like, no, you don't know the definition of the word. And he's like, please, don't hit me.
They're like chest to chest. Like, Sebastian is not backing down, even though she should, because I'm like, he could punch you.
No, Channing Tatum gave a performance.
Yeah, like they were like about to fight.
When I was watching it, I was like, I would have been scared if this very large man was yelling at me to such
I'd have been like
intensity.
I'm like, I am a girl. Please don't hurt me.
Right. Like in that moment, I'd be like, hey, bro. I'm a woman. Yeah. You can't put your hands on me.
Please do not touch me.
So ultimately, Sebastian doesn't understand fully why Duke is upset. And Duke just kicks him out of the room and is like, go stay somewhere else. You're not sleeping here.
LOL. I am. I'm not going anywhere. This
is my room too.
Yes, I live here. So then we see Malcolm, is that his name? Mm-hmm. In his dorm, and he's doing more research on Sebastian.
Somehow he got a yearbook.
Yeah, somehow he finds a yearbook.
Of them two. Where he got a yearbook from? Of them two. When they like in the 6th grade.
I guess he was just like, they went to the school. Let me find. I don't even know.
Girl, he went to the library. And found
he not playing about his little
public records.
Girl. So in the yearbook, he sees a picture of a young Sebastian and Viola that says something like, the twins you can't tell apart or something like that. And he's like, they're twins, which still honestly wouldn't explain anything to me, because I'd be like, they don't, one's a boy, one's a girl. I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, he's pretending to be a girl, or he's pretending to be a guy.
For the sake of the story, I know, I think it makes sense.
I guess. I mean, I guess if you've been stalking,
he knew. No, because it all makes sense, because he's talking about wearing heels, and all this stuff, and now he finds out that they're twins, but one's a girl, one's a boy. I guess you kind of connect the dots.
Something has been weird.
So in the midst of all of this, then Monique, after receiving the voicemail that she got from the real Sebastian, she goes to Illyria looking for him at his dorm.
Where's security? She just walk up in
the
boys' store.
I guess you could just walk through there. They ain't got no RA.
Yeah.
They ain't got no type of visiting hours.
Who's watching the kids?
Because I know it's late at night.
Right.
So she moseying on through. She go to the dorm, knocking on the door, looking for Sebastian. Duke answers and is like, he's not here. And then take the phone because Justine calls every 15 minutes. Justine is Justin.
Oh, I don't think I ever got that.
Yeah. After seeing it for like the 100th time, I was able to connect the dots.
I was like, oh, maybe
he's like, Justine calls every 15 minutes. Justine is Justin, Viola's ex-boyfriend.
Tweaking, Lord.
Girl, he love her.
Right. Oh my God.
He love her. Girl, I would have reconsidered getting back with him.
You think he would? I mean, he's putting pressure.
Girl, he applying that pressure, girl. He don't let up.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate him trying.
He don't let up. I think even after the game, he would still take her back.
Yeah, but too bad for him. He showed his true colors. I actually don't think he would take her back. I think he would be butthurt that he lost, but you know how the male ego.
They would have a toxic relationship, but he would take her back. But anywho, so Duke is like, and here, take his phone because Justine called every 15 minutes. And then Monica look at the phone. And it's like, this ain't Sebastian's phone.
She funny for knowing his phone.
Like, I mean, back then. I mean, everyone has an iPhone now. I guess. But like back then, there was, you could have a flip phone. You could have any type of flip phone. Anywho, so Malcolm hears the ruckus and emerges, and it's like
divine.
Sweetheart, I think me and you should join forces, and I think we can help each other out here.
Dun dun dun. And
so,
then
they plot together.
They're plotting together, and then we see not the real Sebastian. Wait. Oh, and then so Viola's now outside, homeless, sitting on a bench. Here comes Eunice, and they're having a conversation. Sebastian runs in the story like, "Hey, I don't have anyone to stay with right now." And then Eunice is like, "I've never had a roommate. You can sleep with me." Yes. And then at this point, the real Sebastian has arrived in the dead of night at Illyria. He goes to his assigned dorm room and passes out. He's very excited to see that, his bed's made. He's like, I don't know what's going on. He goes to sleep. Duke's already asleep. I guess that's why they didn't fight. But I don't know why fake Sebastian or Viola just didn't think to come back to the dorm. Because I wouldn't have thought. I'm never going back over there. Like, where would she sleep? Like, go back to your dorm.
I wouldn't have wanted to go back there. After he hooped and hollered at me, I ain't going back in there, bro.
He ain't whooping my
because
ass.
if I go back in there, he might throw a punch on me.
Yeah, he might have.
I ain't doing that. Nah.
So the next day is game day.
So now it is the day of the big game, Cornwall versus Illyria, the moment we have all been waiting for. We're rooting. Oh my God, I said that's so weird. We're rooting for Illyria.
Yeah, sports. Let's go. Let's go.
What their mascot is, I wonder.
It's the pigeon. Something like that.
If I had to guess. Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's the pigeon. Anywho, so it's the day of the big game. Sebastian, unbeknownst to him, does not know what the is going on. So he wakes up. Well, first Duke wakes up.
He's like, ugh.
And doesn't wake up Sebastian. But Sebastian don't need to be waking up because he don't need to be playing this game.
Leave him there.
But then Andrew and Toby, the other two little soccer players, come through. They wake him up and they're like, Sebastian, get up.
You're late.
Why aren't you up? You're late. And he's like, huh? What?
He's funny for like following them. I mean,
and he's like, he goes along with it. He's not like, how do these people know my name?
I know, like, they're not talking to me. I'm like, there's another Sebastian. They're not talking to me.
Right. They must have me confused with somebody else. So he gets up and he follows along. He goes down to the field. How does he even know to get there? I don't know.
Yeah, how does he even know to get there?
And then Toby is like, Sebastian, you're up next. Hurry up. Come get your face paint painted on for the game that we're about to play in 10 minutes. And he's like, okay. So he gets the face paint put on. He puts on the uniform. And he's just going along with it.
He's just a go with the flow.
Why are you not wondering why everybody knows who you are at a school that you have never stepped foot on?
He's jet lagged. Who knows what he's going through?
Oh my God. Like, why are you not confused as to why you're a star soccer player in a school that you've never been to?
He's just like, I'm just happy to be here, man.
Oh my God. So he done put on the uniform. Yes. Cut scene. We see Viola / Sebastian in bed. She's sleeping. And she wakes up immediately and she's like, oh my God. And then we see Eunice watching her sleep. And she's like, Eunice, why didn't you wake me up? And she's like, you looked so peaceful.
So horny.
Such a creep.
Just so
such
horny.
A weirdo. So Viola as Sebastian, she gets up, she runs down. She's like, I'm late for a very important date. So she makes her way to the locker room. She sees that her uniform has been taken. And then she's like, oh my goodness, this literally cannot be happening right now.
Okay. And then it's game time. We also see that Sebastian and Viola's parents have arrived. And apparently the headmaster told them to go to the game because they have an important announcement. And they have no idea what's going on. I feel like they barely realize that their kid even goes here now. They're just so confused. They didn't ask enough questions.
The mom's literally like, I was called to come here because the principal told me that we needed to be here for Sebastian's soccer game.
I'm like, okay.
Why are you not confused as to why your son, who is a musician, has suddenly taken up the sport of soccer? Right. Why are you not perplexed?
And at this point, they both realize that both of their children have not been at the household that they say they were at. Yes. They don't know where they've been.
Because she's like, and the dad's like, have you spoke to Viola? And she's like, no, she's been living with you, hasn't she? And the dad's like, no. Horrible communication amongst the parents.
I wonder why, what kind of divorce happened that they just can't even talk to each other?
Girl, that how it be.
The game has started. Sebastian's out there, the real Sebastian. He's doing terribly. He's running around like an idiot. He looks stupid.
Meanwhile, Channing Tatum on the field, bumping into him, pushing him and stuff. And he's like, whoa, bro.
Right. Like,
what's the beef?
Yeah. This guy's from London.
He's out here just trying to, like, navigate and maneuver. And he has no idea what's going on.
He acts like he's high. Like, he's like, what is going on?
He's like, huh? And he's like, what am I doing here? He's literally like, I hate soccer. Why am I here?
This is a lot for me.
Why are you there, Sebastian?
Yes.
No one told you. Well, people did tell you to go there, but you didn't have to do it. And I want to say, for a high school soccer game, this has a large crowd, a very large stadium. It's a full house. You would think this was on the collegiate level. Right. Not even, maybe on the professional level.
It might be on ESPN.
Like ESPN this is a large stadium for a high school boarding school.
It's intense.
Large crowd.
I'll throw up.
I would be pulling myself. So meanwhile, Viola's trying to get to the bottom of all this. She's like, what's going on? Where's my uniform? So she makes her way out into the field, under like, the bleachers, the awning, and she's kind of like peeking and hiding, trying to see what's really going on. And she notices her brother Sebastian is on the field. And she's like, oh, that's where my uniform went. Yeah. That must have been who Duke saw kissing Olivia last night while he pissed at me, hooping and hollering, kicking me out of my dorm room. That must be.
That's what's going on.
What's happening here.
Yes. But the game is stopped abruptly by the principal, who walks into the field with Monique and Malcolm. And he calls a timeout, and he goes to Sebastian, and he's like, hey, go ahead. And he also has like what do you call it? A microphone?
Not a blowtorch.
Megaphone?
A megaphone.
A megaphone. So he's like announcing this with the whole thing. He's like, everyone. No. He's saying like, Sebastian, I need you to go ahead and tell everyone what's going on. Basically like, I want you to admit that you are a girl. And
in the middle of this soccer game.
I
don't know why he felt it necessary to like,
this is a private
matter. This on such a public forum.
And then not even tell.
In the middle. Like, was your intention to embarrass this person?
And not even tell the parents. Why would you not bring that directly to the parents?
Right. Like this is literally something that is that should have been called to in an office space.
Right.
In your office, just between the parents and the students.
He's like, let's make a spectacle.
He's like, let's do this on the national level.
Right.
So he comes out with that megaphone and is like, yeah, excuse me, pause the game, pause the ball, pause the soccer. I have an announcement. I'm going to let Sebastian go ahead and take it over. If you have anything that you like to share, go ahead. And Sebastian is just like, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at soccer.
It's like, no, the other thing. Dude.
And then the principal's like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to admit it for you. And then he reveals that Sebastian has been posing as his twin brother,
sister.
Sebastian has been, no. He says that Sebastian has been posing. Oh, fucking Christ.
Sebastian is a girl.
He said, thank you. He says that Sebastian is actually a girl, Viola. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna get it one more time.
Okay.
He says that Sebastian is actually Viola posing as her twin brother. Why? For reasons that will only be uncovered in years and years of therapy. But Sebastian reveals to the crowd, hey folks, I don't know what this man's talking about. I'm a boy. And he's like, no, you're not. And then Malcolm is basically like, if you're a boy, prove it. And he's like, fine. So he pulls down his pants, shows off his penis to the whole crowd. And he's like, does that answer everybody's question? I'm a dude.
The principal's like, oh, well.
And then the principal is pissed at Malcolm. And he's like, why have you befuddled me and made me do this? And you were wrong this whole time.
Well, I feel like 2 wrongs are here. And
right.
We shouldn't have done it this way, but.
And then so the soccer coach is basically like, now that we've determined that this boy is in fact a boy, can we go back to playing our soccer game now? So they go back to the soccer game right before Monique pulls Sebastian aside. And she's like, Sebastian, I've missed you. And Sebastian's like, put a cork in it. We're done here.
Ouch.
And then she's like, not again.
Poor thing.
So she's got broken up with for the second time.
Very humiliating.
Publicly again.
Right.
This time in front of thousands. Luckily nobody was on the megaphone to hear it. But still.
Right. So they play, maybe at this point, the real Sebastian gets kicked out the game.
Yeah. So the coach has officially benched Sebastian.
Yes. Sit your ass down. So now it's halftime. The team's ready to go back inside for, their mid-game huddle. But Viola intercepts Sebastian, pulls him under the bleachers, and she basically explains to him the whole situation. Hey, I'm pretending to be you. Blah, 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 blah. I need your outfit back. Sebastian, I believe, mentions that, I was the one that I like this place. I kissed a girl when I first got here. But they switch places, and Viola is back in her right uniform. When the team goes back on the field, she merges with them.
Did you say that he was looking for Olivia?
Oh, no. And Sebastian also reveals that he was listening for Olivia because when he got there, he kissed her, and he's, like, in love, and he's like...
She cited my lyrics, Vi.
That's all he's worried about. This girl... He's like, F everything else. I just need to see this girl, which is actually kind of cute.
That is adorable. So they switch uniforms, or outfits, costumes, whatever. And Viola is now her self as Sebastian. And she goes up to the coach, and she's like, hey, I know I was acting a little crazy that first half. Don't worry about it. I'm ready to be put back in the game. Put me in, coach. And he's like, fine. This is your last shot. Get in there. Fight, kill, whatever.
He did that real easily. I'd have been like, no. That was really bad.
Right. I was
like, yeah, sure.
I can't do this. So she goes in the game.
She's doing great.
And she's kicking butt. Yeah, she's doing good. She's back to her normal self. But Duke is still pissed at Sebastian. And then Sebastian goes up to Duke and is like, hey, I know you're mad at me right now, but right now you gotta be my teammate because I have to beat these guys. You don't understand. I gotta beat these guys, Duke. I gotta beat these guys.
I think Duke brings up the whole kissing thing, and Sebastian's like, no, it wasn't me. I'll explain everything to you later, but like right now we need to play the game. While they're having this argument, Justin...
In the middle of the field.
Huh?
In the middle of the field.
In the middle of the field. And while they're having this argument, here comes Justin again with his nosy behind. He's the goalie, sir. Go protect the goal.
Right.
You're in the middle of the field. He comes over, is like, nah. And then they break into another fight.
Yeah, he say something slick at the mouth.
Yes.
And then that causes Duke and Justin to have another fight. So now a brawl has now initiated onto the field. Now it's like a big fight between Illyria and Cornwall. And then emerges the two coaches. They try to break it up from both teams. And
eventually, I don't know, Duke is still mad, but Viola's like,
I didn't lie to you, Duke. But not about this. Here's the truth. I love you.
Huh?
I beg your pardon?
What? All right, what do you... That's just a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Everybody, I have something to tell you. I'm not Sebastian. I'm Viola.
Wait. You're not Viola.
Yes, I am.
No, I know Viola. I kissed Viola.
You kissed me.
What are you talking about? I didn't kiss you.
so then she starts to do the big reveal. She starts pulling off the sideburns. She takes off the wig. And then she was like, the team at Cornwall for the soccer... The girls' soccer team at Cornwall got cut, and they wouldn't let us girls try out for the boys' team. So I took the opportunity to pose as my brother while he was in London with his band for the past 2 weeks, so I could beat the Cornwall team and prove that girls can do anything that guys can do. And while she's saying this whole spiel, she's taking off her wig, she's taking off her sideburns, and she reveals herself to be Viola. And Duke is basically like, just because you take off a wig doesn't make you a girl. And she's like, okay. So she too, like her brother, flashes her private parts and reveals her breasts. And is like, does that answer your question? And Justin is in the background like, Viola? Is that you?
everyone's confused. Gasps from all around. And then Michael, I think, shows up, Malcolm shows up. He's like, I told everyone so. I told you. I was right.
And then this is clearly is not the time for Malcolm to be proving that he's right, because greater things are at foot. And so basically, Duke is like, okay, well, don't know how I feel about you right now, but I do think you should carry on with the game and play with us. And then the coach from Cornwall is basically like, no. That's not going to happen. That's not going to work. Girls can't play soccer. That's not in the manual.
I mean, I also kind of agree with them. Like, what are the rules here?
Yeah. We're just letting anybody onto the roster.
I'm confused.
And then, the coach from Illyria and his big bad sexy self is like, what manual? Here at Illyria, we don't discriminate based on gender. So then Duke has said something to the be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I guess that was him giving his okay that she could play in the game. Whatever. But that same quote is mentioned by Duke Orsino in A 12th Night. That's why I wanted to share that. So basically, everyone is given the green light for Viola to play in the game, and Justin is like, oh, this will be fun.
So back on the field, Viola and the team's kicking butt. Somehow they get to the point where I think there was a foul, and I don't know how soccer works, but Viola gets to kick a 1-on-1 goal. If she makes it, then they win. If she doesn't, then they lose. So she's up to hit the goal. The goalie, Justin, is up there, and it's basically like a recreation of her dream. But this time, she kicks the ball, she makes the goal, and she's ecstatic. Everyone's cheering. Hoorah, Illyria has won. So, Sebastian and everyone's back on the field. Sebastian and Viola's parents come on in the field, and they're like, what the hell is going on? So, Sebastian tells them that he was in London the whole time. They pretend to be very upset, but like, why would y'all care if I don't even know where your kids are in the first place? Viola's like, let's calm the situation down. Let's just all go to dinner. And the parents calm down, and then they agree to go to dinner, and they exchange phone numbers. They seem like they're going to fall back in love again and be like one big happy family.
And then so Viola takes the time to introduce Sebastian, the real Sebastian, to Olivia, and is like, hey, bro, I want you to meet Olivia. So they meet each other, fall in love, super cute. Then we see Andrew, the soccer player with dreads, and Eunice, have a little love connection. They make out on the field. Everyone is just, having romance connections, from the parents to Olivia and Sebastian to Eunice even finding love. It's a beautiful moment. Then on the field, Viola turns around and she looks at Duke, kind of looking for like, hey, are we cool? Do you forgive me? Can we go on a date? Am I your girlfriend? What's happening? And he kind of looks at her in disgust and basically shakes his head at her and walks away. Doesn't speak to her. At this point, he's looking like, you're dead to me. Yeah. And that's kind of like the end of the scene. And we're like, ooh, what happens? What happens next?
Yes. So, next scene, we see Sebastian finally settling into his actual Illyria life. He's officially roommates with Duke. And
that's awkward. That's got to be really awkward. Because, like, now, think about it, though.
It's a big lie.
Duke still probably likes Olivia, but now Sebastian is now dating Olivia. So this is, but they're roommates now.
That's confusion.
So this is awkward.
And I hate your sister.
So he comes in. Sebastian's like, hey, roomie. And he delivers a present to Duke. Oh, okay. So he opens the gift. It is a box of Gouda cheese. And it's also an invitation to the Junior League debutante. And so she has basically invited him to be her escort. So, fast forward, it's the day of the debutante. Everyone's all gorgeous and pretty in their gowns. We see Olivia applying some makeup we see Viola applying some makeup onto Olivia, and Olivia's like, hey, he might show, and Viola's like, girl, you did not see that man's face. He is not coming up in here.
I was just happy to see that those two are friends. I
know, it was really nice to see that they became friends. Super cute friendship that has blossomed. And then Viola's mom comes, and she's like, hey, I found you the perfect dress. It totally fits your personality. And Viola's like, thanks, Mom, but I really don't think I'll have the opportunity to wear it. Then emerges Paul, and Paul's like, babe, I love you. I'll be your escort. And she's like, okay, great, cool. But first, I need some air. This is a lot. I need to unpack some stuff. I'm going to be outside. Give me a minute. So Viola goes outside. It's dark. It's humid. She's going to ruin her hair. Didn't understand why she went outside. Anywho, so she sees somebody off in the distance, and she's like, oh my God, it's you. I didn't think you would come. And he's just getting, this figure in the distance is getting a little closer. And she's like, it really means a lot to me that you came. He's still not saying anything. And then he's just getting closer. And she's like, say something. And he's like, hey, it's me, the maintenance man. I got to turn on the sprinklers. I need you to get out of here. He's like, oh. And she's like, oh. But then she turns around. And lo and behold, we see Duke in a suit looking fine as hell.
You came.
And he has come to save the day. She's like, oh my God, you came. And then he's like, yeah, well, there's this girl who I kiss at this kissing booth. And ever since, I haven't really been able to get her out my head. And then she's like, hey, that was me. And I'm really sorry about everything.
They're in love. They both admit their feelings. Viola promises not to do any more deception, and they two live happily ever after for the moment. So back at the ball, everyone's being introduced and escorted down the runway. We see Monique is being escorted by Justin. They appear to really not like each other, but, we all need a date. Olivia's being escorted by Sebastian.
They would actually be an ideal couple. They're both narcissists. They'd be perfect for each other.
They would be very toxic. They might work out.
I really hope. I hope something comes out of
that.
They need something. Yeah,
maybe
they
so.
need a win.
Olivia is escorted by the real Sebastian, and then Viola and Duke enter. And Viola's wearing her new dress. That's not like a foo-foo dress. It's very
like
fitting.
Green dress. All the other girls have on these white ball gowns. She has on this like green bridesmaid's dress.
Not bridesmaid's dress.
It looks like a bridesmaid's dress.
The two are walking down the little stage. Her mother is very happy to see her daughter.
Her dad's sitting next to her mom. Mm-hmm. They kind of look like they might be a happy couple.
At least talking, which is nice because...
Then she sees Paul and Andrew with Eunice, and then Toby, and then she sees Yvonne and Kia. So she sees all her people in the crowd. And then as they make their way down the aisle, Duke and Olivia give each other a nice smooch on the kiss. And then she turns around and she screams and yelps in triumph because not only did she win the game, she proved herself, but she also won the guy.
Yes. And at the end of the field, we see Viola and Duke are shown happily playing on Illyria's soccer team together.
Because now she is also on Illyria's soccer team.
Yes,
and it is a full circle moment. This film is great. It has everything. It has heart. It has sports.
I wonder what her
It has sexism. It has triumph. It has women breaking and shattering the glass ceiling. I love this movie, and I love everything about Channing Tatum. It's such a good movie.
LOL.
It's so amazing.
It was funny watching it back. I was like, oh yeah, this movie, I forgot how funny it was.
So we just want to thank you all for tuning in. Yes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. Even if it's a bad comment, still comment because there's no such thing as bad publicity.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.